Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 69 of Two Dudes and Some Bullshit. It is 7:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday, May the 11th, 2020. Oh my goodness, we are watching Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. Why not? Ladies and gentlemen, we are live! Man, oh man, oh man. This is a movie that not a lot of people like. Not a lot of people like this movie. Am I right, Tony? I'm Dave McRae from the VoiceMann Studios in Toronto, Canada. He's Tony Michael in Atlanta, Georgia. Tony, how the hell are you, my man?
Now, the question is, Dave, did I methodically plan this movie to be number 69, given the fact that this Friday the 13th has the most boobs and big boobs? Did I methodically plan this out when I suggested this film last week? Was it intentional? For
I think it may have been. Yes, this Friday the 13th. Yeah, Friday the 13th, Part 5 is known for its boobs. There's a lot of boobs in this movie, and I gotta admit, a lot of good kills. Really good, if you take it into account for the genre, the 80s slasher. Like the thing about this movie that, granted, no Jason Voorhees as far as in the sense of the killer, even though he's a apparition for Tommy. Right. The over-the-top kills, the one-liners like the damn enchiladas, all that shit from this film. This is like the definition. I forgot about that. But it's the definition of 80s horror. Everything about this film. And some people have even said that they should have changed the title of the movie and it would have been a good 80s flick. But I actually think the reason why people know about it is because of having the title Friday the 13th ahead of it. I think this would have gotten lost in the dark if it came out under a different title in the 80s. I agree. And if you just take out Roy as Jason, quote unquote, and you make it actually Jason, I don't think this is the worst entry. Look, I mean, come on. I mean, I know it's fun. Exactly, boobs. I know there's no Jason. Okay, but let's be honest here. I mean, you really think it's worse than Jason Goes to Hell? It's really worse than Jason Takes Manhattan. I mean, come on. Dude, I understand there's no Jason, but
I will watch this before the remake.
Oh,
I do watch this before the remake.
Yeah. Ooh, there's some fighting words for a lot of people. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Folks, we 122 people watching for Friday the 13th, Part 5. I am shocked. I'm rocking my Jason shirt today, as you guys can clearly see.
I got on my Anakin necklace. I don't know if that counts.
It counts. It counts. It counts. Anakin necklace counts. Yeah. Howard D sends in a $2 super chat and says, the best jugs in the franchise are in this film. Yes.
Oh, damn sure.
Yes. Oh, you mean boobs? I thought you were talking about the milk jugs that we see on the counter. That's just awful. That's awful. Good night, everybody. I'll be here all week. 127 people for Friday the 13th, Part 5. Tony, should we get this going? I mean, let's do it. Okay. Ready. So we are. Sorry, say again.
You want to tell them where we're at?
Yeah, so I rented it from, because again, I don't have a lot of digital media. I have a lot of the physical media. So I am watching it digitally. I rented it from YouTube. That's where I rented it from. And I am 2 seconds in. So if you guys have rented it from YouTube, I don't know if you're watching it on YouTube or maybe you're watching it on DVD, Blu-ray, whatever. But I see the Paramount logo, the old school Paramount logo, but it hasn't. But it's
come into focus.
That's right. It's just starting. That's where I am.
And for you iTunes digital people who own it like I do, for us, it's at the 1 second mark. Same position where Dave is. But I do own this. Right. I own the first 7 in this franchise digitally, and that's Freddy vs. Jason, but that's it. And the remake. I did buy that for $2.99. Right. So yeah, but yeah, I'm ready for this, dude. Let's do this.
You're ready for this?
Well, let's do it.
Let's do this in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right.
Dude, I'm going to have to drink a whole lot of liquid the night we do Jason Goes to Hell. I know we're going to do it, but I'm going to have to drink a whole lot to get through that again.
Yep. A whole lot of liquid.
Oh, that's right. Corey Feldman. I forget always
yes,
about
that's
this
right.
opening scene that they, because he was filming Goonies at the time, when they made this film. And so he couldn't, that's why he wasn't in this movie. They originally were going to have him a part of this flick.
I think you're right. Yeah.
And I think they filmed this in someone's backyard. This wasn't actually in like the filming location. It was
interesting.
Somewhere very locally, from what I heard Corey Feldman say in interviews.
Interesting. I did not know that. Fascinating. But I do remember this opening. Yeah, David Thorson says in a super chat, says, most people dislike 5, but it's one of my favorites. There you go. 5 is definitely it's the Elm Street 2 of the Friday franchise.
Halloween 3.
And it's the Halloween 3 of the Friday franchise. Now, when I say, I love Elm Street 2, but I just mean it's that odd one.
The black sheep.
It doesn't, you're right. It's the black sheep of the family. It doesn't really line up with the rest of anything.
But manages to stay within the continuity.
It's still in the continuity. No, we said that. You're absolutely right. No matter how bad some of the Friday films have gotten, we're at the scene now where Corey Feldman, Tommy is just looking down at the gravesite. And now we see these guys.
It's not even really a tombstone. It's like a wood thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I want to get a replica of that.
Yeah. Of course, he's having a dream, right? I think this is a dream, right? Because the adult Tommy wakes up. Not Tom Matthews, though. The other, what the fuck is his name? I forget his name.
Oh, it was Feldman's backyard. Okay, that's what everyone in the chat is saying. I heard him saying that this was filmed in the backyard.
It was Corey Feldman's backyard?
Yeah, so it was filmed. So that's an easy work day for him. Hey, man, let's go outside and make that. Hey, that sounds like us. Let's go outside and make a horror movie.
Yeah, why not?
Why not, right?
Why not? They're lucky that his backyard looked like that.
Yeah, it is wood. Okay, that's interesting because they change it in 6 to more of the tombstone concrete, which I have a replica of that one from 6. So that's
yes, they do.
That in 5, it's made out of wood. Okay,
they change it.
Kevin Spear, Metacritic and Rotten Tomatoes, who I give 0 credibility to personally, score this at 16%. Campiness is too underrated.
Well, I mean, and let's be honest, it's a movie that doesn't have Jason Voorhees in it. And Jason is the brand of the franchise.
Which sucks because it has some of the best kills of the franchise.
It
does.
Know what I
mean? It sucks. There's that caveat there that some of the kills in this movie are fucking creative.
Yeah, they are. No, it's not about, like, you pretend this is actually Jason, and it's a fine Friday the 13th movie.
It's enjoyable.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But certainly what's really interesting, can you imagine if this was really well received, made a lot of money at the box office, people loved this take?
6 becomes a whole different story.
6 becomes a whole different. That's right. Yeah, 6 may not. Well, 6 as we know it doesn't happen, right. And we may have seen the last of Jason in part 4.
It's very true.
I mean that might have been it.
If this was successful, you're right. This could have gone. The whole series could have gone in a totally different direction.
Very different direction, which might have been really interesting. Couple of super chats. Toronto Freddy says we have the infamous Pizzoel in the chat. Infamous. He's known for something bad? That's what infamous means, if you're known for something bad. Kevin Spear sends in a super chat and says, Metacritic and Rotten Tomatoes score this at 16. Oh, you just read that. That's right. Super chat. Thank you very much. Darren Sand says it's only the shots of Feldman that were in his backyard. Ah, okay. Just the shots of Corey Feldman were in Feldman's backyard.
Gotcha.
Not this here. Well, that makes sense.
So he's not even looking at anything.
He's not looking at anything. Right. They're just telling him what he's looking at. You can tell that's Roy even there.
It's probably Spielberg, because Spielberg wants to be on everything.
Right. right.
Unaccredited though.
It's probably. Now, is this Roy? I know this is supposed to be Jason.
It's a thinner. It's a big, tall Jason, but thinner Jason, because that clothing on him is very loose.
Yeah. I know it's supposed to be Jason, but I wonder if the actor is just playing him here as well.
Could be.
Yeah. Why not? Yeah, you're just cutting back and forth. You never see Tommy and Jason in the same shot together. No. So it's very easy to do. Very easy to do. Just got to match lighting.
Well, I've seen this kid in a lot of shit from the 80s. Now that I'm seeing his face again. I watch this movie like once, like every few years. It's not one I watch all the time, but it is one that, I do, I'll go back to periodically, but I'm trying to remember where I've seen this kid in. What other shit I've seen him
in. Hunger Institute of Mental Health. Yeah. Paramount Pictures presents. And you thought Friday the 13th. Oh, I love how they use the old
the OG logo.
The OG logo and the mask coming in like that. Oh, it's a new beginning. Got the new markings on the mask. A new beginning. Yeah. What if and as we just said, what if this beginning had been hugely successful? I mean, geez, man.
It changes the whole direction of that. Jason, like you said, Jason may have never come back.
He may not have. Jason, we may have seen the last of him in part 4, which
I would have been fine with.
I totally would have been okay with it. God. I mean, but as you always say, Tony, as garbage as most of the series is, it's consistent.
It's consistent.
I mean, in terms of continuity.
Continuity, right.
I mean, it's hard to believe that Jason Goes to Hell lives in the same universe as the first Friday the 13th movie, but it does.
It does.
It does.
As bad as it is, it does.
As bad as it is, it does. Special appearance by Corey Feldman. We just saw him. I wonder why the B was capitalized there. Harry Man Fredini rocking it again. Special makeup effects by Martin Becker.
Almost at 200. 182 are watching right now.
Wow, 181 people. See, I'm telling you, Jason fans, man. They're lying in the wings, waiting to capitalize on Jason's return. In terms of into the pop culture.
They need to fix that shit in the courts. They're only hurting the fans. They're not hurting anybody but themselves.
They definitely need to. Geeked Out Turtle Fan says, Dave and Tony, Michael, Dave McRae, Tony, Michael, this film is the black sheep like Halloween 3 and Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Yeah, we were just saying that a few moments ago.
Absolutely.
Of course, there's that scene where that guy with the axe chops up that kid eating the chocolate bar. Now, wasn't that kid eating the chocolate bar, wasn't he like the one that Corey Feldman accused of molesting himself or Corey Haim or something? There's something weird about that actor.
Yeah, there is something weird about that. Again, I don't want to, without knowing full facts on everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But there's
much how I feel about that.
I think that was the guy that was accused of something, not the guy with the axe. The guy, the chocolate bar fat kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now him right there. Yeah. Now, whatever happened to this actor? Has he been in anything else? I'm sure he has.
Like I said, I'm sure he has. And again, like I said, his face is very recognizable for other 80s stuff that I've seen, whether it's TV shows or, B films like this.
Right. Yeah.
It's interesting. Friday the 13th part 4 is all within like the same week. Part 3, part 4 are all like within like a short span of each other.
Yeah, it's true.
Timeline wise, right?
I think so. How many years is between 1 and 2? Like 4 years? 5 years?
2 or 5 years. 5 years.
5 years.
Because that's what Paul says in this in his speech.
Right. And then how many between 2 and 3? It was like,
I think it's like literally like it's the next 3 is the next day.
The next day.
Because remember 3, they're watching the news reports of what happened at Crystal, hauled off into the ambulance.
Right.
In part 3.
Whereabouts are you? Mine, there was a hiccup in my stream. Whereabouts are you? Like, what's happening on the screen?
Tommy just walked into the with the blonde girl.
Okay, and there's the guy and the sign at the back that says "Help destroy a family tradition."
It's just Tommy walking in the room, and the lead blonde is knocking on the door, and now the guy, I'm in that room right now.
Okay.
And he's saying, "Hi, Tommy."
Okay, there we go. Okay, I might be a second or two behind you, but I'm in the same spot now. Yeah, there was something weird going on. Something weird happened there. Brandon Barry sends a super chat, says 40 years feels like never get another Friday movie. 40 years feels like never get another Friday movie. You mean it's been 40 years since the first Friday the 13th, and there will be another Friday the 13th movie. There will be another.
Oh, yeah.
It'll happen.
So, based on this timeline in this movie, Friday 5 with Tommy, Howard D says 2, 3, and 4 are separated by days. Okay, so if it's separated by days, then part 2 takes place, and I'm basing this by the tombstone we see, and the tombstone that I have right around my desk here of where Pam Voorhees dies 1979. So I'm basing it on that she dies in 1979, even though the movie came out in 80. I get that.
Yeah.
So 79, 5 years, it's 84. So when 2, 3, and 4 happen in 84, this movie's actually based on Tommy's age now, should be like what, 1990?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
This should be 1990. And then when 6 comes around, he's even that much older. He's almost like in his 20s, if not early 30s, when 6 comes around, right?
Oh, yeah.
Give or take. So that should be almost like late 90s, closing in on 2000.
I guess the question is, how old is he in part 4? Do we know, or is it speculated?
If we
13 maybe?
I don't even think that. I was going to say anywhere between 11 and 12 at best.
Yeah.
I hate having to do this. 1979. This is the exact replica of the tombstone that's shown in Friday 4. Look it up.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. The first Friday the 13th movie is supposed to take place in 79. Even though it was released in 80. And then, you fast five years is 84. That's part 2. And so part 2 and 3 probably take place in 84. Maybe part 4 takes place in 84 as well. I know it was released in 84, but part 4 takes place in 84. Let's say you fast.
I love being told nope, even though the tombstone says it, and it literally shows it in part 4.
This is, I don't know where Movie Chat More is getting his information from, but you'd have to just provide evidence. That's all.
I mean, really, you have to debunk the scene that you see in part 4 with her tombstone that says 1979.
Yeah, it does say that. It does say 1979.
You can't change what it shows in the film.
Yeah. I haven't missed the super chat. I'll get to it. But I will say that, like if you wanted to think about this chronologically in terms of years, this is probably late 80s. I mean, I'm not saying it actually is in terms of the movie, but if you were going by how old Tommy was in 84, how old is he here? He could be, I don't know, 19 here, 18, 19. He's probably, the actor's probably older, but I'm just saying in terms of how old he's supposed to be in the movie. Yeah. And then Jason Lives probably is supposed to take place in the early 90s. If you wanted to look at it that way, even though they were all released in the That's a good point, too. Mark Striano says, you are correct. And the beginning of part 1, it also does say present day 1980. That is a good point. That is a good point.
That's why I said I'm basing it on the tombstone.
That's
I made that very freaking clear. I don't know if I'm speaking a foreign language. I said I'm basing it on the tombstone.
No. I don't think anybody's
being told that I'm wrong. I'm like, how am I wrong when I'm basing it on the tombstone?
Yep. No, there's obviously a continuity error on the filmmaker's part. Because you're right, it does say present day 1980. Yeah. Which makes sense if you think about it. But the tombstone does say 1979. We're about 15 minutes into the movie now. Cops are showing up. Woo! Super chat from Howard D says 2, 3, and 4 are separated by days. Days. 2, 3, and 4 are separated by days. Yeah, Tommy's like, I like how they sort of allude, because he's quiet and he's not really sort of, you know, he's kind of just weird, that you almost think that he could end up being the killer, or there's something about Tommy that is suspicious or weird. They kind of allude to that a little bit. I remember this couple. The guy gets his head chopped off racing around the backyard on the motorbike with one of those like butcher knife meat cleaver.
Oh, him and his mom in this movie were great.
Oh yeah. They're fantastic.
Now these kids ain't nothing but trouble. I'm gonna tell you right now.
They're such characters. Like they're borderline cartoon characters, but it's great. I love it. It's so silly.
Would you shut the fuck up?
It's great. Filthy Dan says the Friday the 13th timeline makes more sense when you don't think about it. Still love the franchise as it's at its best or worst. It's still great fun. Well, yeah. I mean, they're just. You have to, I mean, because of the kind of character that Jason is and because of the kind of character that they developed him as, I mean, you can't take these movies. Certainly when you get past anything past 4, I mean, they're just, you know, and it's the same thing over and over again. I mean, not to, you know, but it is. I mean, there is a specific Friday the 13th formula, and certainly, you know, it's easy to predict, you know how this is going to go, but there's something so satisfying about, you know, it's cake. It's not rich cake. It's not, you know, it's just standard, you know, run of the mill grocery store bought birthday cake, but it's still good cake. And, you know, you buy it and you eat it and it's like, it's good cake. You know, it's not a lot to it, but, you know, every time I have a piece, it's still good. Even when it's not great, it's still okay. Although Friday the 13th part, Jason Goes to Hell is some pretty fucking shitty birthday cake. I'll say that. Like, it's like eating dog shit in the springtime. That's how
eating dog shit in the springtime.
That's it. Oh, here comes the guy with the chocolate bar. This guy used to piss me off. Filthy Dan says the Friday. I already read that. Thanks, Filthy Dan. Appreciate it. Ethan LeBlanc says, keep on keeping on. Thank you, Ethan. Really appreciate it. By the way, for any patrons that are in the chat room, we now have a Patreon-only members Facebook page that you guys can ask to join. I did put a link on my Patreon, so if you didn't, maybe you missed that, or maybe you turned off Patreon notifications so you didn't get it, by all means, go and have a look and click on the link and then give your Patreon name, because sometimes your Patreon name is different from your actual name, and one of the mods will add you.
Yeah. Where are you at in the movie?
I am 18 minutes and 55 seconds in. The guy with the chocolate bar, he's just talking to the blonde lady's going like, hey, man. I don't know what the fuck he's saying. He's talking.
Right there with you.
Yeah. That's where he's talking.
Okay, folks. I'm going to try to get this in focus. All right. You see that right there? It's Friday the 13th. I did some investigating. All it says is Friday, June 13th, the present. Doesn't say the year. So
there you go.
With 1979. Doesn't say 1980. So when you all want to call me out on something, make sure you got your facts straight. And if you need me to post this on Instagram, I will be happy to do that while we're on live, and you can see it for yourself. So it doesn't say 1980. It says Friday the 13th, the present. And that is it. I'm sorry, Friday, June 13th, the present.
You know what? I will say this, I stand corrected because when, I forget who it was, said 1980, for some reason I thought I remembered a 1980. I definitely remember present. I remember the present. I do remember that. And I stand corrected. I thought there may have been a continuity
there was no
error there.
Or when you see Pamela Voorhees' tombstone in the year she died, 1979.
I will say this, over the years in my Friday the 13th travels, I have often heard the first film referred to as taking place in 79. Now, you know, Sean S. Cunningham would have to be able to confirm that, but I have heard that in my travels as well. And I thought I remembered 1980 at the beginning of the original Friday the 13th, but Tony is
being
correct.
Told I'm wrong, and I literally just looked it up, and I literally just took a screenshot, and it literally says Friday, June 13th, the present, but I'm wrong. Okay. There's no year there. It just says the present.
Maybe, well, movie chat and more, then you have to provide something. You have to provide some sort of
something beyond the fact that I just
looked it
up. Now, are you looking at the reboot? Because Electric Drive-In, I think you're right. In the reboot, I think it does say 1980 in the reboot.
Okay, then maybe that's what it is.
Movie chat and more. You're thinking of the reboot, bro. You need to go watch the original again, because you're making yourself look like an idiot right now, disagreeing with me like this when I literally just showed it to you. Literally just showed it to you because I went and watched it while we were watching this. You're thinking of the reboot.
No, I'm not. Okay.
I know,
all
right?
right.
People are like, you just checked it.
All right, guys. Let's
the stupidity of people sometimes.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
God,
movie chat
you're
and
about
more.
2 seconds away from getting
movie chat
deleted, bro. I'm telling you, you're
like,
2 seconds away from it.
Yeah, movie chat and more is I will say this. I'll say this. Let's all calm down. Let's all calm down. Okay, let's calm down. And let me say this, okay? Movie chat and more, as far as I know, he's a good supporter of the channel. He's been here a long time. He's not a troll, so let's not call him a troll. But I will say this. I forget movie chat more's real name. I think it's Richard, I think is your real name. He's from the UK. Okay, so I will say this. Maybe you did see something. Maybe you did. Maybe there was something you saw. Okay. We know that British releases sometimes will be a bit different. Okay. But let's provide a bit more context information. We can all get along. We all get along. We can be friends here, right? We just got to provide the right information. You know,
but when I literally have the facts and I'm being challenged, that's the stupidity that I can't stand. When I literally have the fucking facts.
No, I understand. Dude, I understand.
It's so fucking annoying.
I understand. But let's all just sort of take a step back, take a breather, and look at.
Oh, sometimes I just want to smack people upside the fucking head, like, dude, like, what the fuck?
Right, but what movie chat and more needs to do, okay, is you need to provide where you saw that. Just provide where you saw it. Just where did you see it? That's all. Okay. All right, but don't be antagonistic, movie chat. Just, because we want to watch the movie. We are at 23 minutes and 38 seconds in. The guy that was the chocolate bar guy, the candy bar guy, just got shredded to bits by an axe.
Told you, bro.
And we're now at the scene where the two guys are trying to fix their car. Crap my ass. Crap my ass. Crap my ass, man. Crap my ass. This is great. This movie does have some good kills. You are right, Tony.
Creative. Creative kills.
very creative.
Favorites.
Yeah, creative kills. That's right. And coming from part 4, I mean, it's a tall order because part 4. A lot of people love part 4. A lot of people love part 4. And I like part 4 too. I just did a ranking actually over on Many Things Dave McRae, the Facebook page. And I actually rank, like the series to me is really 1 to 4.
Yeah. And
I actually rank them pretty much in that order for me. 1, 2, 3, like the year that, like sort of the chronologically as how they were released is really how I rank them. Wouldn't he be able to tell that this isn't him? Like, did he not? Like, I guess we're supposed to believe that the light is so bright that he doesn't see
who it is.
He can't see that it's somebody.
I mean, it's possible at night, with a flare like that. It's very much possible.
Very possible. Very possible. I love the fake head that they jam the the flare into. It looks so great. Looks so great. Looks so great. Does he come up from the back seat? God, I haven't seen this movie in so long. I'm beginning to remember it.
I saw this 2 years ago.
It's been years for me. The guy sitting there going, rat-a-tat-tat, come on. Like, it's all coming back to me. I remember being a kid watching this. This is great. He comes back, he tilts his head back and slices it, right? I think that's what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. And Jason's wearing the Myers jumpsuit. Well, the guy pretending to be Jason is wearing.
Yes, he is. He's wearing a like a mechanic suit kind of thing, right?
Suit, yep.
Yep. Totally. No, I haven't missed the super chats. I saw them come in. I just haven't answered them yet. Super chat from Big G says, "Hey T, did the Instagram thief remove the photo?" There was another Instagram thief.
I had 2 this week. Two people stole them.
That's not good.
Which, I don't understand. I tell people you can post them on your Instagram just as long as you just give me the credit. It's not fucking hard.
No, exactly.
But when you don't and you try to pass it off as your own, then that's no.
Right. Blood 1987 says, "This is the first Friday I ever saw. I was 6 years old. This is the first Friday the 13th you ever saw." See, I still think that if you didn't know any better, you could think that Tommy Jarvis is the killer. You could think that he's, know what I mean?
That he's flipped the shit.
And he's fucking lost his fucking mind. His topless scene is for the ladies.
A lot of topless scenes in this movie.
A Geeked Out Turtles fan 39 says, "The guy with an axe should have eaten a Snickers." That's right. He was
Robert
himself.
Bidoff. No, I have not.
Howard D sends in a super chat, says, "Tony is right. The mistake, though, is that it should be July. The only Friday the 13th that year was July 1980. Did I have a Friday the 13th? Did 1980 did have a Friday the 13th in June, though?"
You're basing it on a real calendar year. This is a fictional movie.
Yeah.
That's what if you're basing it on the calendar year, and that doesn't matter because in the movie, it doesn't tell you where it's at in the original film. It just says the present. The present could be anything. It could be any year.
It's true. Yep.
If you're basing it on just because it came out in 1980, you know what I mean?
Yep. I understand. Kevin Spears sends a super chat, says that chocolate bar guy is scarier than Jason. He might be. Big G says, "D&T, did you like Jason Takes Manhattan?" No, I fucking hated it.
It's my favorite of all time.
Jason Takes Manhattan is garbage.
I will say this about the marketing of it with the I Heart New York and Jason slicing through it. That's one of my favorite pictures. That's
it was great.
Dope shot.
Great marketing. Jason Takes Manhattan is a pile of shit. Jason Goes to Hell is a pile of shit. Jason X is a pile of shit. Jason Part 7, The New Blood is, maybe not a pile of shit, but it's half a pile of shit. Sorry, folks. I think anything beyond like 6 is I like 6, but I actually prefer 1 through 4.
Oh, that girl's so 1980s. With the skunk haircut.
Let me just say, movie chat and more, Richard, if that's your name. when the 300 seconds, when your timeout is done, let it go. Okay,
really?
Let it go.
You keep
let's
me,
move
dude.
on.
I'm gonna keep putting you in there.
Let's move on. Okay, there's no sense in doing that. You've been warned. Let it go. I've never had any issues with you before. You've been great. You've been watching for a few years. Let it go. Maybe reach out to Tony and just reach out to him on Instagram and just have a conversation. Just kind of
showing me what you see, because what I have is totally different.
Yeah, just reach out and just kind of just be dudes, be dudes. We can all get along here. You know what I'm saying? Let's all be dudes. Let's reach out and be like, hey man, let's just kind of talk about this and let's all be friends here. Let's all be friends. That's what we're here for. We're here to watch movies together as friends, and that's what I want this to be. So when the 300 seconds is up, when you can chat again, just let it go. Just let it go. And if there is something that you want to point out to Tony, then reach out to him personally through his Instagram and just say, hey dude, sorry about earlier. Here's the thing that I was looking at. And then Tony will be like, oh, so that's what you were looking at. Well, that's kind of strange. And have a conversation as fans, as movie fans. There's no need to keep this going. So I just want to say that. Okay. See, and the fact that he's flipping out,
almost not suplex, but he put him over the shoulder.
Yes, that's what I mean. The fact that he's flipping out and fucking like going to town tells you, like, it's giving you that impression that he's capable of it, right? He's capable of, and let's not forget the way Friday the 13th Part 4 ended. Right? When he's hugging his sister and there's that look on his face, right? Where it just kind of freeze frames on his face.
All kind of like schizo in his eyes.
Right? Where it's kind of like, wait a minute, like what the fuck, right? And now we jump to Part 5, adult Tommy Jarvis. It's not out of the realm of possibility that maybe he's the one out there that's fucking flipped his lid. You know what I mean? I think,
you big fucking dildo.
Dildo.
I feel like they modeled these two off of the Sawyer family. Like they could literally be an extension
100%.
To the Sawyer family.
100%. Is this, wait a minute. Is this her son? It's her son.
I think so. Yeah.
Better not be your fucking lover.
No, I think it's her son.
It's her son. I love this woman. She's fantastic. Is she still around, this actress? She's great. She played this role so well. It almost feels like it's a hick Reba McEntire.
It really does.
It is. It's a hick Reba McEntire. That's what it is, folks. It's a hick Reba McEntire. Anybody else notice that? Hick Reba. Reba! Robert Ford says, Dave and Tony, when they do decide to finally do another Friday the 13th, where do you think they should go remake it from start or a reboot? Well, I would love to see them just start over, but go back into Pamela Voorhees' time, as we've talked about before. Yeah. Tony and I kind of start there, watch her, and maybe maybe it's like a half and half. It's kind of like a hybrid. It's the first half of the movie is all her, and the second half is that transition into Jason or something.
Jason,
I don't know.
Sure.
Something like that. I think that would be kind of cool and different. Telling you, man. Big G sends a super chat and says, D&T, when you doing Babes of Horror show? When you doing Babes of Horror show? Babes of Horror show.
Didn't we do one already?
I think we. Yes, I think we. Did we do a Babes of Horror? I don't know if we did a Babes of Horror. I'm not sure.
That dude looks like Lou Ferrigno.
Oh, wait. Oh, you mean
the ambulance guy?
Roy.
Yeah, Roy.
A little bit. Yeah.
Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah. There's a little bit. There's a little bit there. You're absolutely right. $4.99 super chat comes in from Ethan LeBlanc. It says, "Do you think they could come at from an angle of Pamela and Jason killing together at the same time?" I don't know. It's a good question, but I think it may be a little too sticky, a little too extra. A little too extra. But that's me, though. That's me. She gets naked.
That's the 80s for you. There's no reason for her to do that.
Why is she doing that to herself? Well, that's the thing, right? That's the 80s. So she just does it for herself. She's just doing it for herself. Well, why is she doing this? Think of it logically. Ladies, any ladies watch this in the chat room. Ladies, have you ever done that? I mean, what would be the point of you doing that?
Go in front of a mirror and just like, oh.
By yourself? Have you been by yourself? And have you just gone, showtime?
What in the hell?
There'd be no point. There would be no point. I don't understand. This guy's such a stooge.
Yep, there's the cocaine.
Oh yeah, yep, for sure. Toronto Freddy says, Tony, you should watermark your photos.
Ruins the photograph.
It does, and you can if people are savvy enough, you can get the watermark out.
Yeah.
That's if they're savvy enough. Big G says, D&T, did you like the remake?
No.
Nah. I mean, it didn't do anything for me. I think it just was sort of too much too soon. It was I want more of a build up.
Abercrombie and Fitch for me.
Oh, there you go.
You know what I mean? If you understand the reference, you'll understand the joke.
There you go.
It's 80s jump scare with the cat jumping out.
I'm just scrolling back.
Yeah, Derek Mears was a good Jason. Derek Mears is a good cosplay Jason, but as I've always said, that just because someone's big doesn't make them scary. It makes them intimidating. There's a difference between or being intimidated by someone because of their size. Okay,
right.
When I look at like Sackhead Jason, okay,
yeah,
and I'm gonna base it on Gillette's body frame. Okay. He's like me. He's a stocky dude, and he's not like Derek Mears big. But when you have someone who's right at about 6 feet, a little bit smaller, that to me is a little bit more creepier.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's like Nick Castle in the original Halloween. He's not a big dude. That's what makes it fucking scary. It's like this guy who's not a big intimidating guy is doing some fucked up shit.
Well, it's just a regular guy. That's right.
Right.
Power Packers 90 sends in a super chat and says, best fifth movie, this, Halloween 5, or Dream Child? I might go with this, to be honest with you.
I like this over Halloween 5.
Yeah. And I might like it over Dream Child too.
Oh, this way over Dream Child.
Dream Child is not a good movie. Here we go.
Notorious nuts out there in history that are real. Charles Manson, not a big dude. Ted Bundy, not a big dude. Jeffrey Dahmer, not a big dude. Unabomber, not a big dude.
No, not at all. Not at all. That's right.
And it's creepy. Right. And when you, like I said, so when there's someone who's of that stature doing that type of fucked up shit, that's fucked up. When you got a dude that's like the Undertaker, yeah, I mean, that's scary just in general. Oh,
she gets the axe to the gut. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. It's not that they aren't scary, but I get what Tony's saying. Yeah. And now we're going to pan back. I bet you the axe is sticking out of her. I haven't seen this in a long time. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Because you got to have that shot.
The smoky.
And now, but see, what's really cool there is that you don't see who does kill her, but then you fade to black and you fade into Tommy looking out the window.
Down.
Great contrast. Psychologically,
do you know the truth
that gets
behind
inside your head.
Do you know the truth behind that scene with Jason looking down? Do you know who was actually looking down at him trying to get him to laugh when they were making this?
Oh, this here?
Dick Warlock was on set that day, and I guess he was mooning the guy who was dressed as Jason. And
really?
Yeah, because that's where the iconic shot that Dick Warlock dressed as Michael Myers and he's standing next to someone dressed as Jason. It came from this movie because Warlock was there on set.
Are you sure it was this movie and not part 3?
No. It was this one.
Well, because
it was totally this one.
But that doesn't make much sense because Halloween 2.
And I think he was helping out with the stunt coordinating. That's why he was there. He wasn't in the film. He was on set.
Okay, so this wasn't
filming the scene.
So this wasn't when they were shooting Halloween 2.
No, because this came out like
mid. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I thought really it's that Jason. Interesting. And that
like I said, he's not in the movie. Dick Warlock's not in the movie.
No.
He was just there helping out with the stunts and the coordinating. And when he talks about that scene when Jason's standing there in the yard and he's supposed to be looking up at Tommy,
right?
Warlock said he's actually looking at him and he was trying to get him to laugh behind camera, and I think he was mooning him or some shit. And then later on that day, they took a shot together. Warlock threw on the jumpsuit and the mask because he kept it after Halloween 2. And you have that photograph of Warlock and the guy dressed as Jason.
Okay. Yeah, I see the photograph here. Trying to look to see. You're right. I think you're right. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Yes. Interesting.
Yeah.
Very cool. I did not know that. I always thought that might have been a photo taken in and around the time they were shooting Halloween 2, which wouldn't have made any sense either, now that I think about it. Why I thought that, I don't know.
Because they made Friday 2 at that time.
That's right. So I wasn't thinking, obviously I was having a brain fart. That's really cool. I did not know that. Thank you for sharing that, Tony. That's really awesome. See, you learn something new every day when you got your other dude rocking the trivia, folks. Rocking the trivia. That's some good shit right there. She has
the best boobs in this movie.
Oh, wait a minute.
And we're about to see him.
Are we? Oh my God, yes. Isn't that what's her face? Who's this actress's name? Isn't that she's still isn't she the one that's spearheading the Friday the 13th? What's it called? Deborah Voorhees. Thank you. That's right. Yeah, her name is actually Deborah Voorhees. That's right.
Interesting.
Yeah, she's spearheading a film right now that's in post production, I believe. Vince DeSante was a part of it as well. And I was talking.
Film?
Well, it's like a what the hell is it called? The chat room will let us know. I forget what it's called now. It's like it's a just a minute. It is called 13 Fanboy is what it's called. Okay. And it's former Scream Queens from the Friday the 13th series are hunted by a real-life killer who doesn't understand that it's all make-believe. So it's almost like kind of like a Wes Craven's New Nightmare sort of thing, you know? Corey Feldman's in it, although he doesn't play Corey Feldman. He plays somebody named, he doesn't play Tommy. He plays somebody named Mike Merriman.
Okay.
Yeah. And Deborah Voorhees is the director of it. I was talking to Vince about it, and it sounds like a really cool idea.
This is the, second boob shot in this movie?
Yeah, something like that. But you're right. I mean, you're not wrong about this. See, and then you see, okay, yeah.
Creepo Peeping Tom.
Creepo, yeah, and you totally know it's not him.
Yeah.
Of
course, the ADR sound, that clearly sounds ADR of them moaning.
Yeah. Oh, 100% it's ADR. Oh, yeah.
No one sounds that crisp and clean.
That's right. Oh, right in the gut. Down it goes. Say this
for Pam Voorhees, her kill is one of my favorites with the fucking scissors. I fucking love that.
And her eyes are gouged out?
Yeah.
I remember that.
This with the horse strap is good too, because he gets the horse strap around his eyes and Roy tightens it up.
Yeah. There's the shot, folks. There's the shot. Every man right now is going...
Thank you, director.
Was it a porn director that directed this movie?
Yeah, it was.
It was, wasn't it? That's what I thought.
Pam Voorhees, if you ever watched this video, you was fine in the 80s.
Who knows? I haven't seen what she looks like now. She probably still looks pretty good. She's very attractive. Yeah, she had that.
She looks like my junior high and high school sweetheart. A lot.
That's interesting.
The one I saw Kirsten Michael Myers with.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, she looks a lot like her.
Fascinating.
Said, Pam, you totally beat her in the boobs department.
There it is. There it is. Yeah, just gouge it. Gouge it right there.
I need
right
to get me a
there.
pair of those and do a POV like that.
Now, doesn't he come back? He comes back and he sees like the gouging of the eyes.
The gouging, yeah.
Yes, exactly. He's coming back. He didn't hear that scream, by the way. He didn't hear the
Which
scream.
Is funny.
He's only a short distance away. Didn't hear the scream.
Here's the thing why did he have to go? Did he have to go to the bathroom? Is that why he left?
I don't know. I can't remember.
I can't remember. We just
Maybe
watched
that is
the
why.
scene. I'm just sitting there thinking, like, why would you leave this naked girl there and not do your business? You know what I mean? Like I think, what, did he have to go to the bathroom?
I can't remember. I didn't hear it. I got that. I got the thing in my ears. I got you in my ears. I got the monitor, the chat. Here it is. Here it is. Can you imagine seeing this? Like, what the fuck?
To wash up. That's some bullshit. No dude is ever gonna leave a girl like that to go wash up.
Oh, yeah, the belt.
Yeah, the horse strap.
Yeah, or yeah. Ooh, oh, yeah. Yeah. To wash up. No guy says, hang on a sec, honey, I'll be back in a second. I'm just going to wash up. Nobody says that. Wait a minute, Reggie, I'm coming. That sounded like it was
like a porn line.
Well,
I mean, it did.
That also sounded like she was line reading. It didn't really sound natural.
How do you like Pam as a final girl in the Friday films? She's all right.
Pamela Voorhees?
No, Pam, the actress, the character, is the blonde. That's her name, Pam.
Oh, this girl here. Oh, yeah. She's fine. Yeah, I mean, you know, again, admittedly, Friday 5 is not a movie I've seen probably over a decade. And it's been a while. So it's not one, when I think of Friday Final Girl, she's not one that pops up on my radar.
Not like Amy Steele.
Or Adrienne King or the two girls in 3 and 4. But yeah, she's fine, I guess. I'm neutral about it, really. This guy here looks like he belongs on an episode of like Little House on the Prairie or something. Or Who's the Boss? Yeah. Who's the Boss? Little House on the Prairie, you know?
Yeah, my two favorites in the franchise. Adrienne King was the first, and you know, no argument there. But for me, it's Amy Steele and then Jennifer Cook from 6. I love Jennifer Cook. It's a hard choice between those two.
Right. There we go. We are 48 minutes and about 15 seconds into the movie.
Like he could be any TV dad too. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I mean.
You know
like Little House on the Prairie. Yeah, like he's like, you know, he's a primetime sort of, you know, 80s sitcom dad.
Do you know what else too? I've noticed in watching this and you know, doing these old horror films with you.
Yeah,
I think that another reason why a lot of modern horror films don't work like they used to is even when you look at the actors and the actresses in here and their overall approach to their characters was a product of the time. You know what I mean? And it was a very different time back then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you look at a lot of these modern young actors in these films today, set in current times, it doesn't have the same feel as these old horror movies. And I think it's just because of the product of the time. Times were so different in the 80s. People's personalities were different about things in the 80s than they are today.
Right.
The Enchilada Man.
Oh, the Enchilada Man. And this little kid, what is he from? Was he on? What the hell did he go? He was on a bunch of little things too.
I know he guest starred on Different Strokes.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it is.
He wasn't a main character, but I know he guest starred on.
Right. Different Strokes. Dusty Rose says, got the enchilada guy. I love the scene with him in the White House taking a big pile of shit. Big ass shit. She doesn't look like a girlfriend. She looks like a girlfriend of the night. She's my girlfriend.
Howard D's right. He was on Family Matters. He was Weasel on Family Matters. That's right.
Weasel on Family.
Yeah, you don't remember that character?
Weasel, Family Matters. Let me see.
Yeah,
I remember Family Matters.
I totally freaking forgot about that.
It's a rare condition this day and age. Who doesn't remember Family Matters from the 90s? Jesus.
Oh man, kidding me? TGIF. Fuck yeah.
I got
the original TGIF lineup.
What was his name again? Weasel.
Weasel.
He
was a little older because this came after. This was before Family Matters came out.
Oh, Weasel. There he is.
Hans Gruber time on mine digitally is 50.55, 56, 57. Dave and I might be just a little bit off because we're watching it on two different formats.
Yeah, I'm 5104 right now.
But I think we're at the same spot. Tommy's looking into the green lights.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exact same spot. And what's kind of interesting is right now, like we are 51 minutes, 16 seconds into the movie, give or take. And if you were watching this movie for the first time, you still might think that it's Tommy doing this.
Sure. At this point, it wouldn't,
like you might kind of think that a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, this is when this dude kind of goes nuts right now. And I think he's about to get decapitated.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, the decapitate. And then he gets decapitated after this confrontation with Tommy. You could think, well, maybe Tommy's the one
Tommy's the one that did it, yeah.
Right, exactly. Has he said a word yet? I don't think Tommy has said anything in this movie, no. Look at this fight. This is like fucking Roadhouse 88 kind of.
For real.
Late 80s kind of fight. All you need is fucking Patrick Swayze in there.
Finish him.
Finish him. Oh, look at that. Like, bum, 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 bum.
Nut shot. I mean, that's not cool. If you're another dude and you're fighting another dude, there's a guy code. You don't hit below the belt. That's guy code.
Unless your life is in danger, I mean. Oh, he's running. And then he runs off. When's the enchilada scene coming? It's got to be coming up.
Pretty close.
Stay cool, baby. Hey, stay safe, Reckless. Motherfucker. No, he doesn't say, he doesn't say that. That would be funny, though. Stay safe, Reckless, you motherfucker. What? Why did you just say that to him? What the hell?
I wonder if they had pulled the trigger on that and it was Tommy. That would have been an interesting turn and kept it going with him and not.
Yeah.
That would have been an interesting approach to the franchise.
I agree.
Because it's not like a passing of a torch type thing.
Right.
I don't mean passing of the torch. I mean like how Michael did with Jamie in 4 and Jamie attacks her step. I don't mean like that. It just means that from all the shit that Tommy went through, he went batshit crazy and started killing people. Yeah. I'd buy into that.
Here it is.
Oh, damn enchiladas.
This looks like the beginning of some 80s rock.
He's so music. 80s metal.
Oh, yeah.
Got the Jerry curls going.
But you're right. I mean, again, had Friday the 13th 5 been successful, had people taken to the idea of this, who knows where the series would be right now?
I wonder, be interesting to see what people would think if they had gone the direction with Tommy and stayed with it rather than doing the Roy thing. I wonder how fans would have reacted back then,
Well, Roy was killed at the end of this movie, but maybe you mean like maybe if it was Tommy doing the killing
the
and
whole
not
time, and you don't have a kill scene like that at the end.
Ooh.
Survives and continues on for a couple more films. Been interesting to see how people would have reacted to that if that was direction they went back then.
Yeah, it would have been. It would have been. Filthy Dan sends in a super chat and says, imagine if Busta Rhymes are the enchiladas in Halloween 8. Or 8, you mean 8 the enchiladas in Halloween 8?
And by the way, which is better? Ooh, baby, ooh, or oh, Paul.
Oh, Paul, come on. No, this is great, though. This is great. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. No, Paul's got it beat. Oh, Paul, I give you all. No keys, but please, my Paul. Always Halloween making its way into our talks.
One way or another.
Yeah. 196 people are watching, or at least watching us.
Well, we were over 200.
We were over 200.
Not too long ago, yeah.
They're at least watching us watch Friday the 13th 5.
Part 5. Almost at 6.
My shoulders are sore. I was working out this afternoon, and I feel like it's all like
doing those Arnold presses.
Yes, yeah. I feel like I'm gonna tear out of this shirt.
Like shoulders bigger, little man. Little man, you bigger.
Look at this guy. What happened? Oh, did he get like sliced in the leg? I think I missed something while I was flexing.
Through the leg first.
Oh!
That's what I'm saying. And the kills in this are so fucking good. They really are. They're some of the best in the franchise.
Yeah.
And it just sucks that it didn't land because it's not bad for what it really is a blueprint of what a Friday the 13th film is. I mean,
yeah. It's your run of the mill. Yeah. Are we done with the boobs now, or are there more boobs to come?
I think there's one more.
There's one more?
I think.
How many boobs have we had so far? Two, right?
Sets.
2 sets.
You typically only get about one in these films.
That's true. Ladies, any ladies in the chat room or watching afterwards, have you ever stood...
It was a random scene that I never understood, but hey.
Have you ever stood in front of the mirror and just been like, what the hell does she say again? She stands in front of the mirror and...
I almost said see anything you like, but that's PJ
No. It's what the hell does she say again? The chat room will let us know. What the hell does that woman say again when she takes off her top in front of the mirror? Is it something like hey or showtime? It's showtime. Yeah.
Can't picture
any ladies. Come on, pipe in now. Have you ever stood in front of the mirror and showtime? Like, what? And you're by yourself. I mean, I can see if you were in front of your partner, but you're just by yourself.
I love
that's
the perspective of the camera.
As he's riding. Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Very creative for the 80s because they weren't doing shit like this back then. So it was very creative.
Yeah, it was a cool shot.
I just love how he just goes batshit crazy. And she spits into the soup.
Yeah. I love this kill, though.
I do. It's a great kill.
Great kill. And then he just goes quiet. And that's when she goes out there, I think. I'm telling you, this is the hick Reba McEntire. That's who this is. What a fucking pussy this guy is. They're a little too cartoony for me. Like they're a little cartoony, their characters, but
there it is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, great fake head and everything. That was just great. That was great.
It's about time, you fuckwad. You couldn't pass up on your fucking... Just gonna go strum that guitar for my next hit.
Will Arnwine sends a super chat, says the punk chick's mom in real life plays Kristen's mom in Nightmare on Elm Street.
That's right.
Part 3.
The blonde in the dark, the punk style look. You'll see her here in a few minutes.
Yep.
She's right.
I like that kill too, as he comes through the window and like right into her face. Yeah. So that's pretty good. It's pretty good. Just
she's
on your
supposed to
own.
be driving this truck, and her hands are so out of view.
They are. They don't even. I mean? It doesn't even look like she. It does look like this. It does. Like this? It does.
Driving and she
her shoulders are not in the correct position. It looks like she's. It looks like she's down. It looks like she's down like this. It's because I think of where the wheel. Because of how high the
wheel. Okay.
It's because of how. Yeah.
It was where the wheel was, but for a moment there, it just looked like what is she doing?
It did. It did. It totally did.
Yeah, it is a sweet truck.
I remember as a kid being terrified, not terrified, but that moment when Roy killed, oh, not Roy, the guy who's with the axe kills the fat kid. I remember as a kid thinking how awful that would be to go, like, just to be chopped up like that. And then seeing his body parts on the stretcher as they're like putting the blanket over it. I remember being like, wow.
I think we see
this guy right here, though. Oh, yeah? No, but the stutterer is about to make a move, and she's going to laugh at him and turn him down,
right.
I think.
She's going to laugh at him.
This totally looks like an alternate reality stutterer Tom Hanks. That's what I'm just... This guy's got no game. This is tough. Hang on, I gotta turn this off.
No guy has any game when it comes to girls. Trust me on that one. Guys think they do, but the reality is the girl can turn down any dude she wants.
Oh, 100%.
They really have the power.
100%. But watch this though. Watch this epic fail. I love watching these epic fails. What movie is that? I recognize that. What is that movie? Look at this. Look, he's totally into it. He's like, oh my gosh, she's so hot. Oh, I want her so much. Oh, she kind of leaned into me there a little bit. Oh, I'm going to smile.
Yeah, she is kind of sending mixed signals.
Yeah, she is sending mixed signals. I like you. Ooh. Oh, here it comes. What are you talking about?
The dude.
I know. What are you talking about? I just said I liked you as a friend. Here it comes.
If the song was out at the time, all he would be hearing is "Shot down in a blaze of glory."
Yep. Oh, she's laughing. Because she's and then doesn't he like get up and yell at her and walk away, and then she kind of feels bad or something? Like, this is the laugh of you.
Well, then she realizes she fucked up.
Yeah,
by doing that.
Well, I think she just feels bad. I still don't think she wants him. She just kind of feels bad because she didn't mean to make him feel like shit. But he's gonna go down anyway. Oh, listen to that music. Listen to that 80s music as he's standing in the hallway. This is great. The thunder. Yes, thunder. I'm rolling thunder. I'm pouring rain. Pouring rain. It's coming on like a hurricane. Love me some AC/DC. Rolling thunder, pouring rain. Is this boobs? No,
she's just dancing.
She's just dancing by herself.
They actually had to reshoot her kill scene because the first time they did it, the ratings board wouldn't have it.
Interesting.
It was showing something in between her legs and there was blood. So it was too much. So they actually had to go back and I think reshoot her scene and kill her a different way.
Interesting. I didn't know that. David Lee Barron says, sends a super chat, says, you should get William Shatner on the show. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at this. Oh, no, he's going down. And that kill right there is so like, he's just...
It's just, it's right. You don't see it. The hand comes down. You hear the sound.
But it's a look on his face. He's like it's just so, like there's nothing to that at all. No. It's funny. Super chat from Aaron Anderson says super chat. Thank you so much, buddy. Says, was it the director's plan to use real life degenerate coke heads to be in this movie? Complete trailer trash. Oh, you mean the family? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Well, we've seen it's showtime.
Okay. It's showtime.
It's showtime. Just to yourself.
Before you start every show from now on, Dave, just go, it's showtime.
It's showtime, ladies. Ladies, it's showtime. It's showtime. Oh, she's going to the bathroom. So this is boobs 3.
Yeah. So this becomes the record in the franchise now.
Really?
Yeah. This is the one. Wow. She's got a nice body on her.
Wow.
That's my ideal kind of body that I'm attracted to.
Now, why doesn't she look in the mirror and go, ooh, showtime? Now, don't tell me you're stupid because you think you actually want the guy. You don't want the guy. Listen, you shouldn't have laughed at him, but you don't want him. Guy, come on. Admit it, you don't want him. Let's not be dumb here. That just looks like somebody spraying a hose on the window. That's fantastic. Love that 80s shit. Tony's just enamored with the body right now. That's why he's so quiet.
I'm enjoying.
He's quiet. He's quiet. And notice how she doesn't pull the covers up over her nipples.
Of course not. She just don't you dare pull that cover over.
Exactly.
Most boobs in this franchise.
Exactly. Folks, I haven't missed your super chat. We're just giving commentary as well as answering questions. I appreciate you saying that, though. But I'm pretty sure I got. Let me see here. Let me go back. Toronto Freddy says, was the guy who plays Tommy also in the OG, in the original It? Hang on. Oh, that's right through the. Yeah, she's done. She's done. Why is she doing the robot dance on her own? The Toronto Freddy one I didn't see. The Big G one I did see, because the Big G one is...
She's actually doing the robot really good.
Big G's one is, T is the better to use in camera or phone. Oh, yes, I did see this one. But it didn't show up in the chat. But it's over here. Big G says, Tony, is it better to use a camera or phone for photos? Well, I think Tony's going to say, it depends on what you want to shoot.
Really?
Tony, take it away.
It depends on what you want to shoot. If you're just out to shoot shit and giggles and have fun, use your phone. Don't invest a lot of money into a camera. You don't need it. The phones now, the quality of photos you can take are great. If you're trying to do the shit I'm doing, then you're going to need to invest.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You need to invest into a camera that's really good at shooting in low lights, because I shoot in a lot of low light situation.
That's right. That's right.
I feel like I'm watching Scene Out of Halloween more than I am Friday here, though. It feels like Michael.
Little bit. Yeah, it's because of what he's wearing.
You know?
Yeah. I get you. The bloody machete.
Doing the robot really good, and it's not doing the robot is not as easy as you think it is. It's not an easy dance.
It's over. We still have not seen Jason's face through this movie, have we?
Just the apparitions through Tommy.
Yeah. Right. But not actually when he kills anybody.
Correct.
We haven't seen anybody. That's so funny. That's so funny.
Yeah, who done it?
Yeah.
I think it's Jason.
That's so interesting. Fascinating. We
I think Reggie's about to discover
Reggie. That's it. For a moment, I'm like, what the hell is this guy's name? Reggie. Right. Reggie. Reggie's going to discover the bunk bed girl, right?
I think so.
Oh no, Tommy. See, but through this whole, like, if you're watching this movie for the first time, I could totally understand if you still thought that Tommy was somehow involved. Yeah. Ooh, the display. He's displaying. That's a very Michael Myers thing to do.
No, Jason displayed.
Jason displayed, did he?
too. He's got some.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. There's a little bit. There's a little bit of interior decorating going on with Jason. It's me, Billy. Ooh, she said I'll be right back. The funny thing is she is back because she survives the movie, but still. I love it. The thunder and the lightning go, and that's what makes her see it. She doesn't try to turn on the light or anything.
I heard, and again, we speak ill about somebody, but I heard when she showed up like on first day of shooting that she wanted like stretch limousines and shit, and they had to tell her like,
oh, and
there's Jason. Well,
that's when we first see him actually. Yeah,
first time bust through the door like that.
What,
yeah.
she wanted a stretch limousine.
I think she was just she was acting very prima donna like. You know what I mean?
Why? Who the fuck is she?
It rubbed people on the set the wrong way.
Really?
Yeah, we weren't there, but this is what people have said, even in the documentary.
Yeah, okay, interesting. Okay, I gotta watch that. I mean, I've seen, but I haven't watched the whole way through. Admittedly, I did watch all like 900 hours of the Elm Street one, which was brilliant.
Oh, I love that. Never Sleep Again.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing. It's great.
Oh yeah,
shit.
this is the where she's wearing the sweater, not wearing the sweater. She's wearing the sweater.
So she's got the sweater around her shoulder.
When she leaves the house, she's wearing the sweater. There's a running sequence with her and Reggie where she doesn't have the sweater on. And then
interesting.
When she gets the final cut of them showing up where the car is, she's wearing the sweater.
Script supervisor wasn't doing what they're supposed to do. Ooh, we see his eyes. Now, why would Roy go to all the trouble to actually make a bald like head? Yeah. Wouldn't he just be out there with the mask on with his regular face?
Because Tommy was into making masks.
Right.
That's why it would have made more sense to make Tommy the killer in this film. Because you're right. Why would this dude put a ball cap on his head to wear a hockey mask? If it was just the mindset of a guy back in the day, oh yeah, she's not wearing the sweater again. You see that?
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, wait, that's right. She's not. But did she lose it?
No.
Okay.
Watch. Hang on.
Yeah. There's gonna be a point where she's gonna have it again. Oh, Reggie just took a nosedive like he was doing some epic yoga. Reggie's in this great red tracksuit.
Sweater again.
She does. You're right. Sweater, no sweater. Yeah.
Sweater, man. I'm telling you, you guys just look it up. Pink sweater, Friday the 13th. Now she loses it.
Oh, we never did see him get killed. Yeah, the
screen kill.
Yeah, the off-screen kill. The dad from a sitcom. Prima donna. Oh, hey! Oh, you can kind of see. Hey, I think it counts. Wait a minute. Why wouldn't she be wearing a bra? What the hell is she not wearing a bra for? Oh, they wore bras in the 80s. But I think that might count. Does that count? We gotta put it to the people in a poll.
Through her shirt. It's not like
no, but I mean, it may not. I don't know. I don't know if it counts or not.
I'm counting it.
You're counting it, so that's 4. That's 4. Tony is counting it, ladies and gentlemen. We might have to take it to the people in the poll.
See the nipple, so
you do. Why wasn't she wearing a bra? She should have been wearing a bra. Here he comes. Roy's got an interesting way of walking. He's got like a slant to his walk.
I feel like if you were to cut out the music and the sound and you took Roy walking as Jason and you dubbed it with Staying Alive, it would fucking work. The Bee Gees, Staying Alive.
Because of his walk.
Because of his walk, he's got that strut going that if you were to take
right
the Bee Gees on.
Here it comes. Oh! The bulldozer, the backhoe, or whatever you call it, the tractor back bulldozer hoe back. You think that this is sort of because this was a porn director that directed this movie? I think, right? I stand to be corrected.
Was a porn director.
You think that's is that a backhoe or a back? What is that? Is that a backhoe? No, that's not a backhoe. Backhoe. Oh, I think it. Yes, it is. It's a backhoe. You think that's sort of like that's subliminal messaging there a little bit?
Probably.
You think?
Probably. I think.
Why don't we have you drive this?
If you read between the lines on a lot of the shit that goes on in this movie, it's very sex driven.
Oh yeah. It's a tractor. It is a tractor. Yes, it is. But because it has the big thing at the front, I just looked up backhoe. Some people are saying front loader. I looked up a backhoe, and there's a picture of exactly the same kind of thing. It's a tractor, but it's got the front. It's not exactly a backhoe, but maybe it could be. It could be from a certain point of view. Obi-Wan Kenobi it a little bit, from a certain point of view, maybe. Yeah, kick him. Ooh.
And there was a bad cut there because you can totally see the hood popping out of the back of the jumpsuit.
Oh, I didn't see that. Ooh, he's been stabbed. You're right, and you're right. He's wearing like a mechanic's jumpsuit.
Yeah, and I've got kind of the same type of frame on it as this dude. If I were to put some platforms in my boots, I could dress up and cosplay as Roy Jason from Part 5.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
I got a jumpsuit. All I gotta do is get the Part 5 mask. I've got a hood.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
I've got a very similar frame as this dude, just not as tall.
Yeah.
I might do it. I might do a Roy Jason photo shoot.
I've more of a... If I was going to play Jason, I'd probably have to be Jason from Part 2. That would be more
same
my...
with me.
Yeah.
That was me, by the way, holding the head.
Yes.
That's
me. Yeah.
I did a Mother's Day picture posted yesterday of me holding Mrs. Voorhees' head.
Yeah, it looked good. Dusty Rose sends a super chat, says that barn looks like the one from Friday Part 3. It does a little bit. Ooh, the chainsaw! Yeah.
That's the second time in this franchise that because Amy Steele does the chainsaw.
That's right.
Literally almost like the same type of scene. She comes out of something and starts attacking Jason in Part 2 with the chains. That's kind of weird that they duplicated that scene again, sort of.
It is kind of strange. I agree, because you think that they wouldn't want to...
do something that they've already done with another final girl.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It seems kind of strange. It stopped. And where the hell is Tommy? Tommy is like almost an insignificant
MIA.
part of this movie. Yeah, I didn't realize how... he's there... I think he's not here because, again, there's that misdirect of the director wants you to maybe think this could maybe be, but then now he's there. Yeah. And now you're like, oh shit, Tommy, it's not him. Oh, face to face, but not really, because it's not really Jason.
Fuck it, I'm gonna do a Roy Jason photo shoot. Why not?
A Roy Jason photo shoot. Not a lot of people do that. Yeah, not a lot of people do that. Why not? Now I got to find me a Part 5 hockey mask. That shouldn't be too hard.
That won't be too hard. No.
Jason.
Frame is the same as mine. I just have to put myself in platforms or something to get the height.
Does anybody know why this
next to really short girls?
Does anybody know why this actor didn't return for Tommy in Part 6? He's not. Because again, it's the same continuity.
It is, yeah. I don't
Although
know why they didn't.
He's remarkably recovered in Part 6. He's remarkably chatty, charismatic. Yeah, sorry, but he's very different than he is in this movie.
Well, remember his buddies, I think weren't they talking about like the mental institution or something there and shit at the beginning?
Yep. Ooh, pocket knife to like just inside the groin, right in there.
My least favorite muscle that I hate hurting.
Oh, yeah.
If you've ever hurt your groin, it sucks.
That or your...
not fun at all.
Achilles, too, is fucking brutal.
Achilles sucks. I've never had that, but I've seen friends of mine blow them out, and I'm like, damn, that sucks. Yep.
It's brutal.
Just watching them go right down.
Oh, yeah.
But I had my groin once. I pulled the groin muscle, and that fucking hurt.
I've never pulled my groin muscle, but I pulled a thigh muscle, which you wouldn't think would hurt. I pulled it playing hockey years ago, and man, that was a pain. Took a while to heal.
I did mine with, you ever heard of slam balls?
No, what's that?
They're like it's stuff that I work out with. They're the different weights. Like I have 20 pounds all the way up to 50 pounds, and it's filled with sand, and you just slam.
Oh, yeah.
Different types of workouts. Okay. Well, I was doing one with a 50-pounder, and I just picked it up wrong. And as soon as I picked it up, I felt it. I dropped it. I went straight down. I was like, oh.
Ooh, it's got to hurt.
Yeah. That is a good hockey mask, though. I like the blue. Yeah, I'm gonna get that. I gotta find me that.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
And the story is that this guy decided to become Jason to get revenge for people killing his kid, or what? Like what the fuck was the story again? Huh. We are at
hearing him breathing too.
Yeah, you can. We're a minute.
Am I hearing what I'm hearing? Like, oh, you're hearing him breathing.
His breathing. Yeah, we're an hour and 21 minutes 22 seconds in here. Jason Roy is going after Reggie. Oh! He gets hit in the back with a paddle, and it was like 80s sound effects.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to look up again. I'm gonna have to rewatch some of the kills and look at some of the way he killed people in here to get some toys.
Yeah. Now, why would there be those spikes just lying there at the bottom? Look! Did you see his eyes there? He's like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you, bitch!" Oh no! Ooh, that's it. Down he goes, and that's it. It was a little anticlimactic. I got to admit, a little anticlimactic, but that's it. I mean, okay, all right. They're looking over. Oh, no. It's right. He comes up again. That's right. There he is. That's right. Yeah. False end. That's right. I forgot about this. I forgot about that. Okay. This extra there is good because you kind of needed that. Classic Friday the 13th, old school. Come on, Tommy. Get up. Get up, Tommy. You can do it. Oh. He's struggling. Oh, look at the blood coming out of his hand, too. Oh, and off comes the mask. We don't know why the mask came off.
To reveal that it was Roy.
No. Yeah, no, I know. But how the mask came off. Ooh, and there it is. What? Looking down, it's like, what? Now, I wonder what Friday the 13th fans at this moment in 1985 were thinking.
They're probably pissed. I don't blame them. But now in 2020, I dig it. I don't hate this movie. I want to because it doesn't have Jason, but at the same time, I'm like, it's a fun popcorn horror film.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
I don't. I really don't. I know that might be like people are gonna shoot me Instagram messages and say, "Fuck dude, how can you?" I like the movie.
No, I would watch this over Jason X. I'd watch this over Freddy versus Jason. I don't like Freddy versus Jason. I'd watch this over Freddy versus Jason, Jason X, Jason Goes to Hell. I'd watch this over Jason Takes Manhattan. I'd watch this over The New Blood. I think The New Blood is a weird movie. Just the whole telekinesis thing.
Versus Jason.
Yeah, I don't really like that movie at all. And
although, I mean, it is the first time we see Kane Hodder.
It is the first time we see the legendary Kane Hodder. Yeah, absolutely. Too bad he wasn't in
part 2, part 3, part 4.
Well, it's just but I don't know if he would have been the right choice because he's he's more zombie Jason. I mean, he's the first time we actually see him going.
And
he's like hulking out.
A lot different than your boy there, White.
Yeah, Ted White.
Ted White.
So here's the reveal. Roy was
that's right. And then we got a movie chat more is right. We got a mugshot. Like, how did they get a mugshot of Jason? I never understood that. I mean, again,
they had a mugshot of Jason. What did I just miss it?
Let's see here in a second.
Did I miss? I lead this stuff.
Newspaper clipping, and it shows Jason. I'm like, how the fuck does someone have a newspaper? See, right here.
Right. Oh, right. Oh, wait. Mass killers.
Wait. Newspaper. Like, oh, hey, Jason, hold on. Let me take this photo for my newspaper.
I don't think I've ever noticed that before. I've never. Yeah. How does he have that?
Never understood that.
Right.
But hey, it
is what it is. It is what it is. It's going in to see Reggie here. This is the second movie in a row that ends at a hospital with a woman, final girl, going into the hospital room. Right? Because Friday the 13th, part 4.
Or what's his name? Sister is in.
That's right.
Sister. Or Tommy's sister. Whatever happened to Tommy's sister? Do we find out?
I don't know
at all.
I don't know.
Anybody in chat room, let me know, because I don't remember. She wasn't mentioned in this film, and I don't recall her ever being mentioned in part 6.
No, yeah, whatever happened to her? Tommy. I forget how this ends. Don't tell me. I want to see this here. Totally forget this. Can you imagine? He wakes up. He sees her standing over him, braless. Like, what the? He kind of reminds me of Joey from Elm Street 3 a bit. Oh, yeah, do it. I know this is not actually happening.
Real. I do.
Yes.
This would be so.
Oh, my God. Yes. And that's where it ends? Oh.
I know. I hate that it's a false.
Yeah, that's where it ends?
I hate that. They should have pulled the trigger on this and went with him as the killer.
That might have been pretty cool. I gotta admit, that might have been pretty cool. Yeah, I gotta admit, that would have been cool. Yeah, and it kind of ends right there, and it's like, no way. Again, helping to perpetuate the title, A New Beginning. You know what I mean? It's that, yeah, totally.
God, that Jason, unfortunately, I feel bad for him. He's so small in that outfit. The clothes are so baggy on him.
Yeah, he needs to be just a bit bigger, but it's the right mask.
Not height-wise. He's good height-wise. He just needs to be a little bit more fuller. Or they should have tailored it to fit his body more.
Right. See, like, this is totally. It's
alluding it to him becoming.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yes.
Why don't you go for it?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, we know why, obviously.
I mean, yeah, I know. I get it.
But yeah. Looking right into his eyes. No, it's not in there.
Oh, yeah, they're kind of butchering the sound effect right now. It just doesn't sound anything like close to what it sounded like originally.
No, it's just... It could be any sound.
It almost sounds like when Chevy Chase is putting in Caddyshack. No.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
We got to do a Caddyshack night one night.
Oh, yeah, we will. Caddyshack, Vacation. Fuck yeah, I love Chevy Chase.
Oh, you know what I watched this week? We got to do one night?
Hang on. Yes, oh, for sure. See, and now he's gone, so she comes into the room. He's gone. I mean, that right there.
Not really gone. I didn't want to ruin it for you.
No, I know. That's right.
And then this is the end.
And that's the end, dude.
So I'm saying.
I totally forgot.
Tommy's going to be the killer. They should just went with it.
I totally forgot that he didn't go out the window. You're right. Thanks for not saying that extra bit there.
I didn't want to. I was going to say no, but I was like, oh, well, I'll let him.
No, I totally forgot. You see?
That's such a classic moment of Tommy wearing a hockey mask.
And it's absolutely set up that way. It's totally set up that way. It's set up. Yeah.
Well, what I was going to say, I think if Roy wasn't the killer, let's just say for argument's sake, that whole scene in the barn is Tommy dressed as Jason, falls off the barn, but hurts himself. There's no spike things at the bottom. He just falls off and he hurts himself and he's in the hospital.
Yeah.
He wakes up.
Yeah.
And that you still have the exact scene happen.
Yeah, you can.
He kills him at the end. Nothing changes.
That's right.
All you do is you just don't have it as Roy. You have it as Tommy. I think fans would have bought into it being Tommy the killer. And this franchise would be very different right now. Very
different. Or, like I said, but again, it all depends on whether the movie was successful, if audiences took to it. And I don't know if audiences would have taken to that. But
no.
Sorry?
In theater. I think this was the highest grossing Friday film in theater.
It was, well, it was...
If not it's one of the highest.
Friday 13th. Let's look at them. Let's look at the Friday the 13th franchise as a whole. Let's look at this. Okay, so the Friday the 13th Part 5 made 20. No, it wasn't the highest grossing. Made 22 million. Part 3 made 36. Now, again, this is not adjusted for inflation. The first Friday the 13th was 58. The second was 21, so it was quite a dip. Sorry, 59.8, so roughly 60 million. Dipped to 21.7 million for 2. 3 saw it go up to 36.7. 4... where is 4 here? The 4 was 33, so in and around there, and then 5. And then 5.
Okay, because I was looking at the worldwide box office number. If you look at the worldwide box office number, it's the highest. It's one of the highest, not the. It's one of the. If you look at the worldwide on Mojo, it's not the. The is Friday the 13th. That made 59 million worldwide. Not counting the remake 2019 or 2009. I'm sorry. The first one, 1980, made 59. Part 3 made. Part 4 made 32. Part 2 made a respectable 21, and Part 5 made a respectable 21. For 1980s, that's respectable numbers.
Well, yes, but yeah. Oh yeah. But you have 59, 21. Yeah, it's the same thing as I was just saying. So Friday the 13th Part 5 is 21, but it's a $10 million drop roughly from 2. So Friday the 13th Part 3 made 36. But there was a drop to 4. There was an even bigger drop to 5. And
I think that franchise at that point had really jumped the shark.
100%.
Like, what are you going to do?
100%.
I think people at that point were done. And when did 5 come out again?
85.
So Friday the 13th is now up to 5 films. Nightmare on Elm Street is where at this point?
2 films.
2 films and no Michael.
No Michael. Nope,
Jason was ruling
dead.
the 80s. Jason was ruling the 80s at this point, and then in came Freddy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%. Hey, let's go over to the chat room and see how everybody's doing. How is everybody doing? Let's see. There's some super chats that came in here. Let me see if I can get some of these. Got that one from Part 3. Yes, Toronto Freddy says Tony Pizzuel. Pizzuel, am I saying that name right? I'm not sure if I am. Makes great hawks. He's in the chat. Great hockey, great Jason masks, as they are, hawks as they're called. Cool. Geeked Out Turtles fan 39 sends in a super chat and says, Roy flipped after seeing his son chopped up. Yeah, so that's what it was. He just flipped. He just fucking lost his mind, so he decided to dress up as Jason. David Thorson sends a super chat, says, I like the look of hallucination Jason in this. You mean the Jason, You mean what Tommy sees in the hospital? Yeah. Is that what you're referring to? I guess that's what he's talking about, right? Yeah. Geeked Out Turtles fan 39 sends a super chat. Thank you. Says, where are all these masks coming from? Kmart? You mean the? Maybe. Maybe that's where they're coming from. They're coming from Kmart. I don't know. Maybe they are. DMT Infinity says, Dave, if you were a slasher, what would your main murder weapon be? Like how Michael usually uses a kitchen knife and Jason uses a machete. I don't know. Probably a machete. I'd like something big, but yet, something that looks like, whoa, get the fuck out of, you know what I mean?
I'd be more like...
sword, maybe. A sword, a katana. I have a katana blade. Maybe a sword.
I probably would be more like Jason from Part 2. Machete, the spear, the knife,
pitchfork.
Pitchfork, yeah, I got the pitchfork back there. So yeah, I like even in here, Roy uses some fucking creative weapons too. Like I love the scissors thing, man. I can't wait to recreate that photo. I'm already thinking
that was great.
In my mind.
That's like the cover of The Burning shit right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's some good stuff.
Yeah, I've always said for me, Jason's kills and his weapons of choice are great because there's such a variety. And that's why and even me as a creator, when I'm creating some of these kills with victims, I can almost do anything with Jason because that's Jason. Jason is just right. He uses whatever that is, he even uses a hammer on a cop. Michael is pretty much either choke the bitch out or I'm going to cut you with a knife. And he kills the cop with a hammer in Part 2 as well, too. That's funny. Both cops in Part 2 of these Friday and Halloween both get killed with a fucking hammer to the head. Yep. Just realize that. Or the security guard at the hospital.
Yep, they do.
Yeah, I think it would be variety of weapons. I don't think there would just be one.
Terrell Sims says, Dave, will your Freddy wear eye contacts? P.S. Thanks for always saying my name right. Terrell Sims? No problem. Will my Freddy wear eye? You mean in Dylan's New Nightmare? Yeah, that is the plan. I know that Nora Hewitt is obviously she's doing the makeup. She's building that right now. She's building the whole thing. I don't want to talk too much about it, but she's building the whole thing, and contacts is on the list. So and she's not going to build them, obviously, not make them, but get the right ones to suit the right look. So I believe that is something. I've never worn contacts in my life, so I'll have to practice and maybe get somebody on set who is familiar with it to help me if I'm going to screw up, because I certainly don't want to mess that up. But we'll see.
Super Saiyan Ryu. I probably fucked that up. My bad, bro. Tony Dave, give your top 3 bands. Mine, he's saying, are 3, Iron Maiden, good band. 2, Motley fucking Crue. And number 1 is Metallica. For me, it's sort of not really similar, but 1 is Motley Crue. 2 is Nirvana. 3 would be the Beastie Boys. What about you? What are your top 3?
For me, 3 would be Led Zeppelin. 2 would be Queen, and then
it's really good.
Yeah, 2 would be Queen.
Loves that.
And then 1 would be AC/DC.
Queen's great. 8. I mean, it's so hard to narrow. Even like those 3 you just said are fucking great.
Yep. Let me see. Mark Striano. Oh, he's at the chat. The highest grossing film was Freddy vs. Jason, 82 million. That doesn't surprise me. Oh, shit show that is. Grant Newell says,
the question, I'm laughing at Dave's response.
Yeah. Jason was looking at girls and killed them in the shower. Jason was looking at girls and killed them in the shower. I think so.
Probably.
Aaron Click says, oh, Dave. Some people are not very good recipients of contacts. Good luck. That's true. We'll see how it goes. There's cheap contacts, and then there's, no, I've never, no. So, never worn them. Never had fake ones in, but I'm
wearing contacts right now. They're not bad.
Yeah. The trick is to get my hands on ones that are obviously not cheap. You want ones that are good, that obviously are not going to hurt your eyes as much as possible. Yep.
I had to get that for my girl who, which now we're beginning to put it together. We're just waiting for the makeup side of the shipment because we ordered the makeup, but for Valak, I've got the girl because she's like 5'11", and we got her yellow contacts for her eyes, and we had her fitted for them, and they fucking look great on her. And my guy who's doing the makeup, he's just waiting for the makeup shipping to come in, and we're gonna do a Valak photo shoot.
Oh, I can't wait! Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it. Dusty Rose sends in a super chat and says, Dave, she got It's Showtime from All That Jazz. Oh, I know where it's from. I know where it's from, but I mean, you know, I don't think in All That Jazz they were doing It's Topless. Was she? I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's not what she says. It's the fact that she's saying it, taking off her top. That's just herself. You know what I mean? I just thought
random. It's like a totally random scene that I'm pretty confident that, like, hey, we need more boobs. Can you show us some boobs?
Like I could see her doing that in front of her guy. You know, hey, it's because there's somebody, but just to herself in the mirror. That's what I was laughing at.
Bathroom mirror at her job, nonetheless. Not even in her home.
Right. Exactly, Tony. It's the bathroom mirror. At her job. That's right. Just whip it That's out right.
All of my company, like, hey guys.
Exactly. But she could have said it's showtime. She could have said ta-da. She could have said let's rock this. It's not what she's saying. It's the fact that she's just doing that to herself. Like she's somehow attracted. Well, sure, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not going to complain, but it's like she's attracted to herself or something. I don't know what's going on. But that's what I found, you know, funny about it. Oh yeah, It's Showtime. Yeah, that's not. I get the reference.
Alex Moria, if I said that wrong, my bad. At Dave McRae and at Tony Michael. What is your favorite kill in Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning? What are those properly called? The scissors thing. They're not. I keep calling them scissors, but whatever the proper tool name of those, whatever they're called. I know there are shears that you would use for like gardening, right? I think, or trimming or whatever they.
Yeah, like hedge
trimmers, maybe?
Trimmers, something like that. Yeah, maybe, something like that.
That would be my favorite. Hedge clippers.
Yeah. Toronto Freddy says, Dave, you read my super chat, but you didn't answer it. Did I not answer it? I asked if the guy who plays Tommy is also in the original It. Oh, I remember that. I didn't answer it. I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe I said I don't know, and then I quickly moved on. Sorry about that, Aaron. The guy who plays Tommy, is he in the original It from 1990?
No, that's his name.
No, I don't think so. You thinking of the guy who plays Adult Eddie?
That's not he definitely wouldn't be Adult Eddie, and definitely wouldn't be Adult what's his name there, the leader.
Oh yeah, Bill. Yeah, no, it's not. It's not him. No.
One. It's definitely not.
It's not John Ritter.
His name? John Ritter.
Yeah. No. No, I don't think so.
Harry Henderson.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. No, I don't think so.
The guy who plays the father of. It's not Stan because that's what's his name there. He plays the dad of Corey Haim in License to Drive.
That's right. Dusty Rose sends a super chat, says the original Friday 13th score or the original H78 score. What's the measuring stick? Right. Like,
what's the question?
The original Friday the 13th score or the original Halloween 78 score? I would go with Halloween. Yeah. If it's just which one do I like better? Well, it would be Halloween, of course.
I don't listen. I mean, I have the vinyl soundtrack to Friday the 13th part 1 and 2 and 6. But I don't listen to them as often. It's more like I'll listen to them like once a year, but it's like it's got to be a mood thing, you know, to listen to Friday. Whereas literally the Halloween 78 soundtrack, that's on my, like, some songs are on my running playlist, you know, like the main score, and then the Shape Stalks. The Shape Stalks from the 78 is one of my favorite. I love that. And even the simple melody of Laurie's theme. And the other one there where I'm trying not to look. What's it called, Dave? The one where she's walking across the street at night and it's that.
It's Laurie's theme.
That's not Laurie's theme, is it? Is that? I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, it's a variation of it, isn't it? Isn't that Laurie's theme? Or the which one are you talking about when she's walking across? She's walking across the street to the Wallace house. Oh, I don't think Tony can hear me. right, he's coming back. No, it's not called Laurie's theme right there. Laurie's theme is towards the house. Oh, it's the haunted house. Okay, but that is a variation of Laurie's theme, though.
Yeah, it says it's on the soundtrack. It says it's on the original soundtrack. It says the haunted house.
Right. Laurie's theme is what track? What is it? Track 3?
2.
So yeah, but it's a variation of that. It's called the haunted house, obviously, because they couldn't call it Laurie's theme again because they have it at early. But I think it's Laurie's theme, but it's a variation of it. If I'm not mistaken.
That was another one. Laurie's theme and then the haunted house theme. They need to bring those back in the new Halloween films.
Oh yeah, or that.
The original soundtrack is just fucking. It's great.
No, they literally need just me going and put me on screen in the corner. So when you go to the movie to watch the movie, you see my little head in the corner of the screen going.
And then you conclude it with, "Oh, Paul."
Oh, Paul. And you see me. I'm in the corner going, "Oh, Paul, I give you all, but no key." Well, people be like, "What the fuck? Is that Dave McRae in the corner? What the fucking shit is this shit?" That'd be funny. DreadMem77 sends a super chat. Thank you very much, buddy. Says, Dave, do you run outside when it's bitter cold out? Tony, do you run outside during the hot and humid months that are coming up? The hot and humid months are coming up for us too. For those of you that don't know, Canada gets very hot summers.
It's not much different than ours in the summer.
No, our humidity, like it is not we're in Celsius up here as opposed to Fahrenheit, but we could have a string of days or a week or two in the summer where it's like above 100, degrees Fahrenheit, and the humidity, we get awful humidity here.
That's the difference. They get the same type of humidity and hot weather that we do. Yep. We just get it for a longer fucking period of time.
That's it.
That's the only difference, really.
Yeah. Like
we don't really get snow that much.
That's right.
But we get cold weather.
Oh, yeah. Like we might go through a heat wave where there's like a week or something where it's like, it's really fucking sweltering hot. And then there'll be a break. Or 80 or something where it's nice and warm, but it's comfortable. It's a nice summer day. And then there might be a hot heat wave that happens again. So we're kind of up and down. The warm months here in Canada are your May, your June, your July, your August. September can be warm, but then once you start to hit the end of September, beginning of October, then it becomes that traditional, Midwestern of the U.S., Northeastern United States kind of autumn. You know what I mean? So we're a 4-seasoned country. But the question was,
say for our spring this year, dude, we've been fortunate, man. I'm still wearing a beanie in mid-May, Georgia.
Yes,
I'm fucking loving this, man.
Dude, it's been nippy up here too. No pun because of the movie we just watched. But it is
comfortable enough for a little light jacket and
there was a bit of snow. Now it's not snow that landed, but if you're an American that doesn't know a lot about Canada and you came to visit Canada right now, or the other day, you'd see snow and you'd be like, "Oh, it's snowing in May. This is normal." Like, no, that's not normal. That's not normal. It was flurries. It didn't snow and stay. It was just a bunch of flurries, and it was like, what the fuck is this snow doing here in May? Like, that's even weird for us. So anyway, but your question was, do I run outside when it's bitter cold? So do I run outside in the winter? I would say yes, I do. Dude, I try to avoid bitter cold, but I have ran when it's been like fucking Rocky IV. Like I have done that.
And if you've been following me, if you guys have been following me long enough on Instagram, you see the Instagram story. 27 degrees outside here in Georgia, and it's downpouring rain, cold in the middle of winter. I'm out there fucking running. I've been running my whole life. I'm so used to, whether it was in Connecticut growing up there, it doesn't matter. I'll run in a blizzard, or I'll run when it's fucking raining, or I'll run on beautiful sunshiny days. I don't care. I love running.
Yep. Yeah. Like for those of you, if you want to know what Toronto weather is like and you live in the States, it's like living in New York, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Connecticut. Yeah, it's that's what it's like. You get cold winters, you get hot summers, you get nice autumns. I mean, that doesn't mean you don't get a weird spring every now and then where it can be cool in May or June, but that's essentially what we are here.
Yep.
Exactly. And if you look at the map, Toronto is actually lower than some of the, like, if you look at where Southern Ontario is, because we dip down, if you were to do if you were to draw a line, I think we're actually further south than Wisconsin, Minnesota. I think we're a little further south.
You guys can basically spit to Michigan.
Yeah, we can spit 100%. Oh yeah, we can spit to New York State. I can spit on Buffalo. Buffalo is literally like a 60-minute drive from me. Like, that's it. That's it. Let me see here. Edwin A. Sordo says, "Hey, Tony and Dave, your best favorite moment while playing a sport." Well, for me, it would be my best year of hockey. I didn't win the championship that year, I should say, but it was the best year that I had growing up playing organized hockey. And I walked away from the season with 29 goals and 20 assists for a total of 49 points. And it was my best year. I had 2 hat tricks that year. For those of you that don't know what a hat trick is, it's when you score 3 goals in a game.
Nice.
It's not easy to do. And so I did that twice that year. And yeah, that would have been my favorite. And I love, even though we didn't win the championship, we actually kind of fell apart in the playoffs, which was really disappointing. But it was great. Like, we had such great chemistry, and the tournaments we'd go on, and I loved the guys. I was probably about 17, and it just was so much fun. Such a fun year. My favorite year playing hockey, for sure. What about you, Tony?
Probably 1988's flag football. I got my trophy over there on the shelf, and my dad, there's a frame back there. He has framed our whole schedule, and I averaged about 2 touchdowns a game because I was a running back. Of the 11 games we played, 10 of them we shut out teams. We didn't give up any points. And the one game that we gave up points was the team. They were the defending champs. We lost to them the first time that we played them by a touchdown. And then when we played them again in a rematch for the championship game, we shut them out 21-0, and I scored 1 touchdown in that game. And we played that game in the rain, which was fucking cool because, like, when you're 10 years old and you're playing in a downpouring rain for the championship game against the team that won the title the previous year, it was. And I remember my parents being really, they were those types of parents being into it really from the sidelines.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's awesome. I remember my dad, like, whenever I would break and run for a touchdown, he'd literally follow me along the sidelines, fucking running down there with me and shit.
Yeah. So, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. I noticed that on the software here, the timer says 5 minutes and 25 seconds and 26 seconds. It's reset. Did anybody notice? Did we tap out for a moment? Did you guys lose the feed for like a second or two or half a second? Was there a glitch? Says we're live. Yeah, nothing here. We're broadcasting live. Everything seems to be okay. But I do notice that it's reset itself about 5-6 minutes ago. So it's kind of strange. But we seem to be on, so that's good. That's good. Not too much longer anyway. Chris Baber sends a super chat and says, to the shit show to you, Chris. To you, Chris, my man, supporting the channel, going hard into the paint. He sends another super chat saying, what adult film is Tony getting his beard ready for?
Well, I can tell you what it's called. It's called Deborah Voorhees Does Tony. Instead of Debbie Does Dallas, Debbie Does Tony.
Oh, man, that's great. That's great. That's great. That's awesome. That's so good. Wayne Downey says, have either of you seen the movie Lake Mungo? Mungo? No. I recommend it. It's a slow burn ghost story mockumentary. Okay. The acting is very nuanced. It's pretty creepy. I've never heard of it, Wayne. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, I've never even heard of that. Never even heard of it. Blu-ray Addict says for a couple of seconds. Oh, for a couple of seconds. Okay. All right. Jerron the Man says you've been tapping in and out for like 10 minutes. Oh, really? I don't think
That's what she said.
I don't. Yeah. We seem to be okay. It's the same stream. Everything's going all right. Yeah, because everybody's going to experience it differently, right? Like sometimes there are people that will experience lag, and then others would be like, it ain't lagging for me. You know what I mean? And that's it all depends on whether you've refreshed your page or what your computer's like, whether you're watching this on desktop, laptop, phone, tablet. All depends.
There was a question earlier you answered, and I forgot to say this, and it just dawned on me. Someone had asked, once the rights thing gets all situated, where would you take the franchise? Like, what would you do? And you mentioned the Pamela Voorhees things.
Yeah.
Definitely, I would agree with that 100%. The other option that I would do with the Friday the 13th franchise, which hasn't been done, is I know some people are going to disagree with me on it, is I would pick it up from where part 2 ended and continuing the Sackhead Jason storyline, because it's one we haven't seen. And there's so much potential that you can do with that. You can tell fresh new stories, and you can even lead the 2 or 3 sequels from part 2 to a, I don't know, climactic moment when we see Jason get the hockey mask at some point. There's a build up to it. Because for me, I look at all the hockey mask versions of Jason, and once you get past 4, I love 6. But once you get past 4 and after 6, it just falls fucking apart. You know what I mean? Like 7's a shit show. 8's a shit show. 9's fucking terrible. 10's a fucking joke. I'm like you. Freddy versus Jason is just garbage. And then fucking the remake is fucking Abercrombie and Fitch advertisement. I don't really. There's not many hockey masks. There's not really many hockey masks Jason movies that I do enjoy, and we have enough of them that I'm like, fuck it, why not? What harm could it possibly do to the franchise? If the movie bombs, then there you go. Then you only have one off sequel.
Yeah, I don't see that. Yeah, I do get what you're saying. And I think you'd agree the likelihood of them doing that is probably not going to happen because of how identified the brand is with the mask. But I like the unorthodox sort of thinking outside the box. I mean, it's something that we
haven't seen.
Yes. Yeah. No, you don't see. And even when people tackle Friday the 13th fan films, you don't generally, at least at all, really see Sackhead Jason, which is interesting. Which is understandable. I get it. But yeah, no, it's not a bad idea. I really like the idea we came up with, which I think was either our first or second, very first episode of Two Dudes and Some Bullshit. It was like the first few episodes where we came up with an idea of how to continue it. Might have been episode 3 or something like that. If you guys are interested in hearing that, go back. That's when we were doing Google Hangout. I mean, that's how long ago that was.
Good old days.
While ago. What do we got here? What is it? 9:08. I'll go a little bit longer. Chris Baber sends another super chat, says, sorry I'm late getting on here, but did you find it peculiar that the hockey mask in part 5 had blue eye markings? No, because because it wasn't actually Jason. So I think that's sort of, it's self-explanatory, like at the end of the movie. I know what you're thinking though, like maybe to help hide the fact that it wasn't Jason, maybe they should have gone with but then you'd have to of course, because you don't really have to do this in a Friday the 13th movie. I mean, really, what the hell does continuity matter in these movies? Although it's consistent in terms of the timeline, but I think you know what I'm saying. I think it was more to do with the idea that we know this isn't Jason, so we're not going to have a mask that has the red markings and the slice in the the left side of the mask from the axe from part 3. So we're not going to have that, because how would Roy have that unless you somehow spin it in a way that we see something, or it's explained that Roy actually was able to get his hands on it somehow. I don't know. He was one of the first paramedics on scene in part 4, and he stole the mask. I mean, I
don't know. The way you just said an unless a moment ago, you sounded like Christopher Walken. You were like, unless.
Wow. It's the 5. Come on, my shoes are tied.
I don't know if anybody else heard that before. Like he had a little Chris Walken in that.
I mean, you know what? Everybody, listen. Everybody's got a little Walken in them. Got a little Walken in them. No, but what I'm saying is that if you think about this, so let's say we discover that Roy, here's an idea that they could have done for part 5. Roy was one of the first paramedics on scene at the end of Friday the 13th part 4. And he stole Jason's mask. And that's why he has Jason, like the one with the red markings and the, the axe, thing. And that's why he has that. And anybody that would be like, well, that's fucking impossible and stupid. It's just as fucking dumb as Michael stripping buck naked and switching outfits with the paramedic, okay? It's just as fucking dumb as that. Why not do that? Actually, it might even be a little less dumb than that. It might actually be more believable than the paramedic situation. But anyway, but I think that's why. I think it was just to, differentiate itself from the fact that it's not actually Jason, so he couldn't actually have the actual mask. You know what I mean? Where Roy got that one, I don't know. I have no idea. A couple of another super chat came in here from Nick. Sends a super chat, says Dave. I don't know. Dave says, Dave, whoever said they can't make a good comedy nowadays should watch your Saturday movie night of Halloween Resurrection. All your ranting is pure comedy gold. Well, thank you, Nick.
I'm so glad you did that because I don't have to worry about doing that on this show anytime soon.
No, we don't have to do Resurrection anytime soon.
When I saw you do that, I was like, yes. I was like, because I don't own it. I'd have to rent it, obviously. But I was I really don't want to rent this movie anytime soon.
Yeah. Yeah, no. You don't want to do that. Let's see here. Envoy says, what element that was in the original and missing in Halloween 2018 would you guys like to see in the coming Halloween movies? Well, that's a loaded question.
Well, here's one simple way. Please don't do callbacks. Don't do shit that reminds me of scenes that happened in other. Be original. Start coming up with new shit. Show me some new fucking scenes with Michael. Don't rehash shit that we've already seen. So that would be number one. What about you?
Well, I would piggyback on that and say that, don't, be true to the character of Michael. So we can see things he's doing that are reminiscent of what he did in the original because that's his MO. I mean, that's what he does, but stalking, peering, coming out of the darkness. That's fine. I mean, that's what he does, but don't lift and copy and, paste scenes. I would say just because again, it would take a long time to, we could get into it, really into it. But Cole's notes, Cliff Notes version would be just suspense, a real, genuine suspense, because that movie was void of it.
Robert Ford, and I know where this source is coming from. Did you see the guys from We Watch a Movie? Good guys, by the way, on YouTube. On YouTube did a video 2 days ago saying which is the best Halloween versus Friday the 13th with all the movies made. I didn't see it, but I'm pretty confident. I know that was the spark came from Collider. Collider did an article here literally within the last couple of days that sparked a huge debate. Like I even said it online on Instagram, which franchise was better, Friday the 13th or Halloween. And I saw the notification from Wham! Really within the same time frame. Because
so they took it to their people, and because
Collider, I said Collider's article says Friday the 13th is the better of the two, and of the original. They were comparing the original, and then I think they were also doing some comparisons to the franchise. I more or less skimmed through the article.
Do we know what the measuring sticks were? Like
I don't know.
How they were measuring it?
The only thing I said that the article really didn't touch on was, I've acknowledged as far as continuity goes, Friday the 13th is the better continuity franchise. But when you're comparing the original Friday to the original Halloween, there's no comparison.
No, there isn't.
If you're just comparing those two movies and not the franchise, the original Halloween blows any fucking movie out, not just Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, fucking Scream, fucking Chainsaw Massacre, Black Christmas. Halloween is the fucking creme de la creme. It is at the top of Mount fucking Everest in horror movies, and there's nothing better in it. Between Carpenter's score, the mood and atmosphere. Sorry, I'm not trying to steal your words.
No, that's fine.
You just can't top it. And I think I don't want to. I'm not putting words into the guys at Wham's mouth on why they did that video, but my gut feeling is because Collider did an article and they did a video simultaneously within that day or two from the article being released. And I did the same thing on Instagram and said, like, the series continuity goes to Friday the 13th, hands down. Comparing the originals, fuck no. Friday, Halloween 10 times over.
Yeah, I guess I didn't see that article. Admittedly, I don't follow Collider, so I didn't see it. But I will say that I'm very curious to know what they were measuring, right? Because anytime you compare... Yeah, like anytime you compare a series, again, I use this as the example because I think it's a good example. Several months back, I did a video where I was, what is the most iconic horror house? Well, generally what ends up happening is that people generally tend to pick their favorite. But that isn't necessarily objective. That's more subjective. So I wanted to be as objective as I possibly could. And so the measuring stick was, what is the most recognizable horror house? Like, what would be the house that would be the most recognizable to anybody, right? Now, that's not an exact science, but then once you do that, you tend to remove the subjectivity from it, because even though I like Halloween the best, I'm not going to say the Myers house, because clearly you'd have to be have the IQ of a water bottle to think that the Myers house is the most recognizable horror house in horror history. It wouldn't even come close. And there's reasons for that. It doesn't mean it's not iconic, but it certainly wouldn't be. I think I think my video was, what is the most iconic house in horror? And then the measuring stick was, what would be the most recognizable? Because that would make it really iconic then, if everybody is, But but admittedly, there are other ways to measure it, and you might come out with different results. But I thought that was a good way to do it. So when it comes to what is the better franchise,
Amityville as far as the houses thing goes?
Oh yeah, for sure. Okay. I think Amityville was second. Like for me, my list was, I think the most iconic horror house in terms of what would be the most recognizable would be the Psycho House. I think the Psycho House, admittedly, if you ask if you were to ask the average person on the street, I think the Psycho House is you can make an argument, but I believe it is the most iconic horror house of all time. Then you can
still visit it, right, at Universal
Studios on their backlot tour. Yeah. That's right, in Hollywood, not in Florida. So, and then in line from that, I think it was Amityville after that, and then I think I did Elm Street. And then after that, I think it might have been the Myers house. And then there was maybe something below. But again, I mean, the Myers house is only in one movie. I know it's in part 2, but it's briefly in part 2. And then it kept changing in every movie after that. So the original Myers house never had an opportunity to establish itself, with any sort of consistency. Right. So, anyway, so when it comes to comparing the franchises, what is that measuring stick, right? Are we comparing, who has the better kills? Well, that would be Friday the 13th. I mean, no, who has the most kills, I should say, because, the best kills is subjective. The most kills is not. The most kills is not subjective. You either have the most kills or you don't. You can't say Halloween has the most kills when it actually mathematically doesn't. So, that's what I'm saying. What is the measuring stick? Is it who has the most kills? Who has the bloodiest kills? That, again, would probably go to Friday the 13th. That is objective. So I'd be very curious to know what Collider was measuring. Or is it more of just feeling? Who likes what better? Because we tend to kind of gravitate towards. I think it was just an
article to get people to debate, and then obviously 100%. the guys at Wham saw the article, and I haven't watched the Wham video. Again, my guess is that they did it based off of, it was triggered, or the fuse was lit because of that article, so they just did a video on it.
It might have been.
Watched the video.
I haven't watched that. I didn't know they did that.
Very coincidental. Yeah,
I'm subscribed to them. I wonder why I didn't get that notification. I'd love to check that out.
I just didn't watch I didn't watch it, but I saw the notification. I was like, I bet you I know where they got this from.
Yeah. Cool stuff. Let's see here.
I don't. Have you ever told me your favorite kill from Halloween, the franchise?
My favorite kill? I don't think I have.
Do our top 10 favorite kills from Halloween
out of every movie. So any movie can be included.
Any movie's included.
I mean, obviously it's no surprise that I would probably gravitate towards the original 2 films. But again, it depends on what is good to what's best for me. Well, I like, that original intent of the character. So obviously I'm already going back and, I mean, it's either going to be, kills. Yeah. There's
Bob.
it's yours is Bob. Bob's a great one. Linda's a good one because it's the first time we see the mask close up at all. We see the mask during the daytime at the bush and, far away. But this is the first time we see as he lifts his head into frame and has the phone there. I mean, that's when, the storm has arrived. Shit just got real. With any sort of clarity. I mean, obviously we see it close up when he's killing Bob, but it's still kind of, it's lit a bit differently, right? I mean, Cundy's got a key light on one side, but his light's sort of in shadow on another. But when he lifts his head up into frame after killing Linda, it's like you see it a lot. Oh yeah, you see it a lot more clearly than you do when you saw it when he kills Bob. So,
but I will say the one that gets under my skin the most, still to this day, is Janet's from part 2, going into the temple with the fucking syringe.
Dude, that gets
under my skin even to this day. Like it bugs
but
me,
it's the setup too. Way. Yeah, and it's the setup. Like I've always said, that is my favorite kill in that movie because it's the most Halloween one out of anything in that movie. You know what I mean? In terms of, now I know we see the thing going into the eye and things like that, and you wouldn't necessarily have seen that in part 2, in part 1. Yeah, it may have been more suggestive, or suggested, I should say, if that was a thing in part. But the setup is very part 1. Backing up, seeing him coming out, out of the darkness. Oh my God, it's just it's amazing. So that definitely is up there for me. The Linda kill, the Annie kill. I mean, Annie, it's it's a little comical today, obviously, but I do love the shot through the fogged up window and you see his face, but you don't see it clearly because of the condensation on the window. I mean, that was a beautiful creative choice, right? To do that, to mask your killer.
Meeker's daughter in 4, I like the shotgun through the stomach.
Shotgun through. That was great. I love that one. Yeah. See, it's hard for me to approach. It would be very difficult for me to approach the Halloween series as a whole. What is your favorite kill in the series? It's almost like in my mind, I have to divide it up into like 2 sections. You know what I mean? Like there's this Halloween and then there's this Halloween. There's this Michael Myers and then there's this Michael Myers. Because those kills that you see in 4, 5, and 6, you would never see in Halloween 1. That would never be something that Michael would do. Michael wouldn't take a shotgun and put it through, the abdomen of a young girl in Halloween. He wouldn't necessarily do that. Because most of Michael's kills are practical. They're very sort of, because if you think about it, he chokes everybody he kills. He chokes, apart from Judith, he chokes Linda, he chokes Annie, he chokes Bob. He chokes everyone he kills. It's very practical. You know what I mean? And he stabs Bob, sure, he stabs Bob, he strangles the core, but it's very sort of organic. It's very sort of tangible.
Even as I'm going through the kills in my mind with 2, Alice is with a knife at the beginning that he gets from the Elrods. The cop or security guard gets it with a hammer in the head. Very simple, very practical. The nurse gets it in the back with the little thing that I have up there, thing that I have. So you're right. The first 2 films are very simple and practical. They're not superhuman with a shotgun and shit like that.
Right, because I mean, Tony and I could take a shotgun to each other and go like this to each other. We're not gonna go through our abdomen and pick us up through a wall. It's not, so it's very supernatural, very sensational. I can't include that kill in a Halloween 1 universe. It just would not, that wouldn't exist. So it's hard for me. So I have to kind of separate it. If I want to talk about the later Halloween films where he's literally some zombie kind of guy, not quite a zombie as Jason, but you know what I mean? The shotgun one's really cool. I like the the pitch. I'm going part 5 here because we're just talking about kills. We're not talking about the story. Part 5, the pitchfork, that too, and the pitchfork through the back. That's very very Jason-like, right? It's kind of cool. The operating mayhem in part 6. I mean, that's all cool. But those kills that would never exist in an original Halloween universe. So I have to separate it. You know what I mean? Whereas it's different when you talk about Friday the 13th, because every kill that happens in the first Friday the 13th can happen in any Friday the 13th movie. It's not like that with Halloween. Chris Baber sends a super chat and says, Tony, do you also have a channel or page I can support as well? I feel bad only cutting into my Pornhub budget to support Dave.
No, I only have Instagram, my man. That's it. Just Instagram. And I create horror-themed photos on the Instagram account. That's it.
Horror-themed photos. Have you ever thought about setting up like a tip jar or a tip account where people can...
Yeah, I just haven't figured out how to do a Patreon on Instagram and for you guys to... Because I know a lot of people ask me to do stuff, but, a lot of this shit comes out of my pocket. So I'm also limited on
I was just going to say, maybe you could set up a Patreon for your photo shoots, and the money raised through Patreon you put towards the photo shoots, right? So it's
totally
like a
would, but I gotta think of a giveaway though. Like what if you contribute, what would I give you? I don't want to just ask people for money. I want something for you guys that you would appreciate, whether it's an actual photo, not digital, but a real 8x10, 11x17,
things like that.
Photo, something like that. I don't know. I'm still working that out.
And you could have one that's just plain, and one that's maybe signed by you and the actor in the photo, maybe too. Things like that. That might be kind of cool. That might be kind of cool. Yeah, there's all sorts of ideas, all sorts of cool ideas. Dan Curley says, Dave, would you go with making the story of Friday 7? Oh, Dave, how would you go with making the story of Friday 7?
I wouldn't. I just would have stopped it at 6.
Yeah, I don't know, Dan. It's hard to say. I don't know, because I don't think I would have made anything after 4. I just don't think I understand why they did. I mean, you ran out of ideas. I mean, it probably was a smart move in some ways to introduce a girl with these powers and can connect and move things with her mind and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I get why you went there, but now it's like, it's just, I just don't like it. I just don't like it. And I got to admit, and this is no disrespect to the man. No disrespect to him. He's a legend. He's a legend.
Hodder?
Yeah, Kane Hodder fucking watches documentary. I mean, the guy's a legend. This is it's not personal to him, but he's my least favorite Jason. Nothing personal. Yeah, nothing personal to him. I mean, I'm sure I'm listen, I'm sure I'm many people's. Who my favorite Jason is. I do. I'm sure that I am many people's least favorite YouTube personalities. I mean, I'm just saying.
And I'm everybody's least favorite Jason that I like, because it's part 2. I acknowledge the hockey mask is iconic. I acknowledge it's a symbol of horror, but the hockey mask
Steve Dash.
Jason, he's not my favorite.
Rest in peace, Steve Dash. Howard D says D&T. What would your idea of a sequel starring Jamie after 4 look like?
We've talked about that.
We've talked about that. Yeah. We've talked. Yeah, there's doing a film. There's a reason why we can't answer that. Vanderhoff 66FU says, "Hey Dave, being a hockey fan from Canada, how cool that they used the old school Cooper hockey mask for the part 5 cover." Yeah, I guess so. I never really thought of it.
They do. Yeah,
they do. Yeah.
Mask cover is not what we see in the movie, but it's an OG goalie mask.
OG goalie mask. Yeah, back in the day. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's it is cool. It's cool. I've never really intellectualized it being a Canadian thing. Oh man, that's so awesome. Because they don't. I mean, I wasn't around when they were using those masks, obviously, because they stopped using those masks. Well, that looks like a 70s goalie mask, which makes sense because this is 85, so that might have been back then. Yeah, maybe.
Dude, did I tell you that I my OCD, man, finally paid off, tracked it down. I got an exact design, color.
Oh, I saw it on Instagram. You're talking about the plaid. Yes.
Flannel, exactly what Dash Homie wore, and Gillette, because there was two guys who played him. In Friday.
Yep.
Exact style. Like, dude, this thing took me 18 fucking months to track down. Every night or two, I would just Google men plaid flannels, blue, and just look and just constantly just be looking, in the shopping areas.
Yep.
Finally, someone had it on this thing called Posh. I don't know if anyone's ever heard. I just heard of it now. Like, it's literally, I just discovered it because it was listed on Posh. It's this place where you can buy clothes. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, I've got the photo here and I'm like, son of a fucking bitch. This is the exact fucking shirt. Like, not what Steve or William Gillette wore, but it's the exact pattern. It's the exact pattern.
Right.
Like, this could literally be one. I'm like freaking out. And I've never purchased anything so fast in my entire fucking life.
Amazing. And was it cheap? Like it was
$15.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, $15. And
that's
I'm just
amazing,
like, I can't
dude.
believe, like, I've got an exact part 2 replica shirt. Like, I'm just totally excited for that.
Oh,
run it through the wash a few times, get it faded, and it's gonna be just right.
Yes, for sure. Chris Baber sends a super chat, says to Tony, Dave, Tony's wonderful beard and this shit show, this chat show. You guys are why I dumped cable. Thank you both. Good night, my friends. You both are true entertainment. Well, thank you so much, Chris, for supporting the channel in that way, keeping these shows going, man. We really, really appreciate it, man. You're just awesome. Jason Knight says, you guys like John Wick. I find it interesting that each movie tops the last one as far as box office results go. Yeah, well, because John Wick was... I saw 3. I didn't like 3 as much. I have to admit, and it's not that I don't like them, but I find myself liking them less and less. So I like the first one. I think it's great. The second one I like less than the first one, and the third one I like less than the second one. I think partially, I hate to say it, but I think the fact that he was seeking revenge for killing his dog, which becomes a running joke because John Wick chapter 1, 2, and 3 all happened within inside of like a week of each other. It becomes kind of a running joke where it's like, all this over a dog, you know what I mean? But I kind of feel that when he's, avenged his dog's death and he's, it kind of loses something. I know that feels kind of strange, but I have to admit the believability in how much this guy can take now, it's borderline cartoony to me. It's kind of like, he's like at the end of part 3, he's like, I'm not going to talk, but it's just like, it's still, look, if all you want is great action and John Wick tearing some shit up, and it's great, but I found some of the action in part 3 a little exhausting. I found it almost like, okay, can we, like, Jesus Christ, like, this, I don't know. I'm just, maybe the novelty's wearing off. I don't know. They're great action movies. Keanu Reeves is tearing it up. Nothing to do with that. It's just, I found it kind of like, holy shit, this is just, I don't know. Maybe we need a bit more time to breathe. Maybe we need something else of the story. I don't know. It's just, I'm finding it a little sort of exhausting now. And I think 1 is still the best. I think John Wick, and I think the reason why they've gained more is because John Wick was a surprise. Nobody thought, look, Reeves hasn't been a box office draw since The Matrix. Okay, nobody thought John Wick was going to do anything. And it was surprising. No, and it surprisingly did okay, and it was actually pretty good. It was it's a typical archetypal sort of standard kind of he killed my dog, I'm going, but it was well done. It was really well done, really cool to see.
And it was a great callback to like 80s action movies.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
It was stuff that we hadn't seen in a long time.
For sure.
And that's what I took away from the first 2. I haven't seen the third one yet, but I do have the first 2. At some point, I'll get to 3 and watch that. But that was the one, when I first saw the first John Wick, I was like, man, I haven't seen a movie like this in a long time. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, wow, I haven't seen something like action. You know what I mean? That typical like Cobra, Commando.
Oh yeah,
80s action type
sort
shit.
of, but brought into the 21st century.
21st century, right?
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Oh, I totally agree. But I just found, like, by the time John Wick chapter 3 ended, I was kind of like, I don't know if I'm buying this guy surviving all of this. Like, again, let's not forget chapters 1, 2, and 3 all happened within inside of like a week and a bit. Like it's like he went through think of everything he went through in those 3 movies. That's all inside of like a week. Are you kidding me? Crazy. I know I'm supposed to suspend my disbelief, but I don't know. I'm just finding it a little exhausting now. That's me, but I do like the first, I'll watch. Oh, but the question was like, hey, they're going up in box office. I think the first one made what it made, and it was really good. So people were really excited about seeing the second one. It was a surprise. It was like, wow, so that went up. And then I think people really enjoyed that one. And then, of course, they made I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where John Wick Chapter 4 goes and whether or not, because eventually, we saw what happened to the Fast and Furious franchise. It used to be about cars. And, will John Wick jump the shark? Will John Wick go that way where now he's like in space, or he's like flying jets and he's like, you know what I mean? Like I'm just saying. Who knows? I don't know. Robert Kitzmiller sends a super chat, says, do you guys invest in stocks? If so, which ones? Well, yeah, I have 2 feelings on that. I want to say no, and then I want to say, well, even if I did, I probably wouldn't tell you because that's my financial information. So I wouldn't tell you anyway. But invested in stocks. No, I don't play the stock market. No. Universe 7 Gaming sends in a super chat and says, Dave, I just saw a video of Tommy Lee Wallace, taking a Captain Kirk mask and and repeating the same process did in 1970 to create the mask. Yes, that of course is the great Sean Clark's video on his channel, Horror
That was supposed to be part of something, right? That clip was a part of a box set or some shit.
Something like that. Yeah. Yep. That's right. Yeah. No, I saw it. Really, really cool stuff. Okay, we'll go for another 3 minutes. Another 3 minutes here. Okay. 3 minutes. The Film Addict says, hey, Dave and Tony, how would you handle the Joker in the new Batman trilogy? Would you leave him out or have him in the 3rd film? I personally don't want to see a new Joker for a long time. I side with that. I think concentrate on other things other than Joker for now. Yeah,
there you go. Yeah. Edwin A. Sordo, what's good, Mr. Dave and Tony? Have you seen any movies that have inspired you in any way? Ooh, I mean, I've seen a lot of movies that have inspired me. It all depends, I guess, by how I'm breaking that question down, because I think of like A Clockwork Orange, and I probably watched that movie from a totally different viewpoint than anybody else watches it. I watch it from the creative side of Kubrick and how Kubrick framed a lot of his shots in that movie. It's a very artistic movie, and the way he uses leading lines and negative space and center framing and rule of thirds. I mean, he's really framing that movie through the eyes of a photographer. So that's inspiration for me, but in a different way. As a creator, same thing I could be said for like the original Halloween. I look at that movie and I see the way Tommy Lee Wallace and Cundy, Tommy Lee Wallace lit the set and Cundy filmed it and Carpenter directed it and whatnot. So it's hard to narrow it down to like one film, because even Friday the 13th Part 2, when I'm watching that, I'm very paying close attention to the details of how the scenes were filmed, the lighting and stuff like that, so I can make sure I can duplicate it as much as I can in my photos. I can't answer like one movie. There's just so many different ways that a movie can inspire you. For feel good, just inspirational movie. One of my favorites to watch is Miracle, the hockey movie with Kurt Russell.
Oh yeah, that's
fucking love that movie. Obviously it's based on the 1980 Olympics and what the U.S. did against the Soviets. Yep. Fucking awesome movie. Rocky is another great inspiration. Yep. Depends on how you view a film, and there's different movies can inspire you in different ways.
That's right. I think it depends on what inspire me as a filmmaker, wanting to make movies and things like that, or it just inspire me about life. Good. Yeah. The feel good. For me, it's gotta be, the Shawshank Redemption. I mean, that's like, you can't watch that movie and not take feel differently about life and hope and the power of believing and, in yourself and things like that. I mean, that's a great one. Tony named a couple, great ones there like Rocky and I mean, there are those feel good sort of movies about the bigger picture and the human spirit and, that are just awesome. And so, yeah, I mean, I can't think of, off the top of my head, I think, I'd go with Shawshank, Rocky, I'd have to think more. There's so many. Even in some weird unorthodox way, Saving Private Ryan was actually quite inspiring because it made me appreciate
way too much money saving Matt Damon's ass. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
We have spent way too much money on that shit.
That's right. It just made me it really makes you realize, can you imagine being on those boats heading to that beach?
Normandy? No.
I can't even.
That was when I saw that in theater. I saw that with my grandfather. Now, my grandfather fought in Guadalcanal in the Pacific in World War II.
Right.
And watching him literally break down and cry because these were his buddies. Like, this is who he went to war. Like,
that's right.
That was emotional on a different fucking emotion.
Yep, 100%. Blu-ray Addict says Rudy is a great, inspiring film. You're right, Rudy's great. That is a great film. I love Rudy. Rudy is awesome. Movie Chat and More says at Dave McRae, real quick, Raiders or New Hope? I think I'm going to take Raiders. I think I'll take Raiders. Take Raiders. Yeah,
I'll go with New Hope because I might change that because I need to watch Indiana Jones.
We need to do some Indiana Jones.
I didn't watch it like you did, so I have a different. It's not that I don't hate it.
Right.
I didn't watch it enough to appreciate the film, and I need to.
Gotcha. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us here on episode 69 of Two Dudes and Some Bullshit. Tony and I want to thank each and every one of you who sent in super chats. Oh, Chris Baber going hard into the paint for a last one says, back on topic, if you could cast a new Jason, would you choose CJ Graham or Hodder? Who's CJ Graham again? Why am I blanking on that?
Why am I blanking on that name? Jesus.
CJ Graham. I probably wouldn't. I'd have to know who CJ Graham is. I know I wouldn't choose Hodder because I'm not a big.
Why am I drawing a blank on CJ Graham?
I'm drawing a huge blank. Oh, part six. He's part 6. Oh, I choose him. I choose CJ Graham.
Oh yeah.
No problem. No, there's no question. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time for McRae Live. Don't forget to tune into that. And Tony and I will be back next Monday night at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time for episode 70.
If Dave accepts my offer when we go off the air, we got a good one. A fun one.
Okay, if I accept his offer. If I accept his offer. You guys are amazing. We love you guys. You know who you guys are, you sons of bitches. Thanks for watching Friday the 13th Part 5 with us, and we shall talk to you soon. All righty. Cheers.
Yeah. Later.